Hello and welcome to the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 80. And I am back from the dead. No one cares about me.
Yes, we do.
I'm joined by the fabulous Natalie Giles for a very small portion of the podcast to talk to my fabulous guest, who we'll get to in a second. First of all, let's talk to Daniel. How are you, Daniel? You okay today?
I'm good. The sun will shine on the three of us again. Connor is not here. He will be back. The three of us will be together again. Okay.
Definitely,
Yes.
we'll have to dedicate 4-hour podcast just
Yeah.
always talking about
little
ourselves.
reunion.
But who cares about these guys when we have the most insane streamer I've ever seen? I come across him this last week when I was dying of COVID. He was the most dedicated, patient man I've ever seen in my life. Mr. Rex Sterling. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
But to cut a long story short, me and my partner mainly, she's obsessed with all the abandoned news, wants it to be Silent Hill so badly. And we were watching some MBGs, which is some Bamalams. Anyone that would talk about it, we would listen to. And then we found this beautiful man with some long hair, beautiful beard. And he was...
Thank you.
And the cat's just... and you waited for the abandoned app to drop for how many hours?
It's funny you said that this is episode 80 because it was 80 hours, the stream.
Incredible. That's incredible.
It's all aligning. Kojima, Konami, Silent Hill, Metal Gear, Big Boss, 80. You know,
It was meant to be.
meant to be.
Rex, I wanted just a quick shout out. Rex, you've come over with an army of fans. We've got Sean in the chat, Oscar in the chat, Geeky your Pink in the chat, Daniel's in the chat, Halloween's in the chat.
Oh, is some of the community showing up?
Guys, thank you very much for following Rex. This guy is incredible, and I really I hope to God you'd support him to the bitter end until he is at ninja levels of YouTube fame, because that's where this boy belongs. So Rex, I'd like
I'm
you to
flattered.
quickly explain to me what the fuck you did on Tuesday as we were waiting for this stupid app. What happened? What happened? Please explain to me, please.
So, going into the stream, I had a podcast. Oddly enough, I had a podcast scheduled that day, and then Blue Box announces that the app is going live. First trailers, reveals, whatever. We don't really know what to expect, but we know what we're hoping for, right? I was tired going into it because I had streamed The Wolf Among Us. So I had streamed that, and I had streamed 6 days straight the week before. I took Sunday off. I had a really eventful stream on Monday, and then I had, here we are, Blue Box, they're dropping Abandoned, it's Tuesday. And I'm thinking to myself, yes, thank you, thank God. All I got to do is cover this for 2 or 3 hours, and then I can go to sleep, and I can just have the rest of the night off. And then I had a stream the next day on Wednesday. So going into it, I was pretty tired already. And I went live, and, obviously, prior to this, I think my average viewership on a stream would be anywhere from, if it was a game people weren't too, if it was a more obscure game, maybe 5 to 10 people. If it was a more eventful game, like say Apex Legends or, a Call of Duty or something like that, I might have 10 to 15 people in there. So we had 30, then it became 60, then it became 90, then it became 200. And, we're all talking about Abandoned, and then they delayed it. And so they delayed it, and I'm waiting around because, Blue Box is doing their thing, right? We're working on it. We're going to get it out as soon as we can. So I'm like, well, I'm not, knowing my luck, if I end this stream now, they'll drop the patch 10 minutes later. I'm not going to miss this. I love Silent Hill. I love Metal Gear. I love Kojima, as far as I don't know the man, but as far as his franchises go, I really respect his work. I'm a huge fan. So I did not want to miss it. So I decided to stay live. There weren't to my knowledge, from the beginning, that many YouTube streamers covering it. There was maybe like, like 3 or 4 like bigger channels, and then like me and maybe one other smaller channel, and that was it. So it wasn't a lot of us. And I noticed that other channels, after about 2 hours, and I don't mean this in a negative way towards them, but other channels were like, all right, I don't know what's going to happen with this, guys. We'll wrap this up. They're probably, I figured what they were doing, especially the bigger channels, is they're going to drop off and they're going to start cutting up and making video content, because that's, for most of them, their bread and butter. But I'm a streamer. So I decided to stay live. And the more those channels ended their streams, the more I'm getting flooded with viewership, because people want their fix. They want to see what happens. And we're talking about it, and, it just came up. I said, you know what, guys, let's just stay live. Let's just stay live until the patch drops. What do you think? And the whole chat was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, all right, thinking in my poor, naive mind that it would only be an hour, 2 hours, it might drop. And then, like I said, it was 74 hours later. And then, of course, after it dropped, we went another 6 hours talking about it. But it was 74 hours before it finally dropped. I had no idea what I was signing up for. But once I was in, I couldn't back out.
I sat there ill. I had crazy. We got 2 TVs in the living room. So Natalie just sat there glued to the TV. And I was playing some Death's Door. And I was just watching you. I was like, I've got so much respect for this man. And when it was all said and done, and like I think once Natalie was like dipping in and out of Pokemon Unite, so we had like this little tablet on the floor with your face on it, and he was like, "What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?" And then all of a sudden, like, we put you on the big TV. The tweet came from Blue Box, and we watched the trailer. And we'll get to the trailer in the news in a minute, because that's not important. Like, you're important, your dedication, and like in a way clever. You were so clever about it, whether you meant to do it or not. Like you just said, like all these big streamers like MBGs, Bambalams, shout out to them guys. They put in work. Like, YouTube is a hard game. We just had a conversation off screen, and you were there. Like, you stuck it out, and every bullshit tweet, every all the bullshit that came with it, you were there. You were dedicated. You were entertaining as well. Like, you weren't. How can I put it? Like, you weren't disheartened. Like, you were hyped and excited and welcoming, and all the everything that happened in the stream with people sending like things that they shouldn't have been sending. You had to like dodge it with your DMs, and by the end of it, like, I sat there and I had so much respect. And like, every time you said, "Oh, you've gone from this number to a bigger number on your subs," and that's not important. Numbers aren't important. It's the people that you meet along the way. And you met all these people, and you had to get this conversation again. Like, all these people, like, you earn these people respect with this mystery and this. And let's face it, this bullshit game or whatever it is, like, however you got about it, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I sat there and I was like, this guy's like got my utter respect as a man that does a podcast, and I was like, this guy is insane, and he deserves every good thing that comes of him. And then it has come with good things. It comes with notoriety from the articles that we've mentioned. You were mentioned on
comicbook.com,
and the one that we failed to pronounce,
Bexerto. I'm not sure how to say it either. I've only seen it written.
And as much as it promoted you on a Twitch streamer, it is relevant. It's irrelevant. But for saying that, you wake up, you're groggy-eyed, you put your glasses on, you have your coffee, you have your cigarette, you have your smoke or whatever, and to see you on another website getting talked about, like, that's got to feel good, hasn't it? Like, it's got to feel warm and fuzzy all there in your tum-tum.
Especially when you don't know that, when you don't expect it. Like, I knew that there was a chance that what I was doing would, maybe blow up to some degree. I knew that there was a chance that it would get traction. And I mean, as a small creator who's, fully invested, I do this full time. I have to take every opportunity I'm given, no matter how difficult it is or how much work it involves. If I can do it, I have to. That's the only thing that will separate me from the rest of the pack, because there's so many other people making similar content, and especially game content. I mean, it's blown up. The whole, like, it's everywhere. There's so much of it, and to stand out is so hard. So, yeah, so I knew I had to take that chance, but I never expected the articles. I mean, people were sending me articles from, like I said, Mexico, Germany, England, And then of course here in the United States, when I saw those coming in, I think I was still live because I think they dropped it on, was it Thursday or Friday? It was Thursday, wasn't it, that they finally, or was it Friday?
No,
Friday. It was Friday evening.
Yeah.
It was just
It was
before.
Friday. I'm still.
It's
It's Friday, yeah. I think I was still live when some people sent me some. It was just blowing me away. Like I got put in like compilation videos with my reaction, and like I said, seeing really big YouTubers like mention me, like Moist Critical and stuff like that. Like these are channels that a year and a half ago I was just subbed to, had no channel, and was just watching their content. And so it really is wild to see myself mentioned alongside some of the streamers and some of the content creators that I've been mentioned alongside. So it feels like a blessing. I worked really, really hard for it, and I own that. I'm proud of myself. Like I feel like I've earned the right to say that, but it was a blessing, and now it's just about trying to keep it going, not to just have 15 minutes of fame, but like to try and push it into 15 days and 15 months and keep it going, because I want this to go as long as it can go.
Here, us at the Nerdic Gods, like me, my partner, Daniel, Connor, me and Connor were speaking in the chat about, it was like I was watching. We decided in the end, like, we'd turn you off for when you actually start the trailer, because we wanted to experience ourselves. Obviously, we expected to like be hugging and kissing, like, oh my god, Kojima's there,
I know,
like, waving at us
Not
and
for
stuff.
it to be what it was.
What could have been?
So of course, yeah, and then we put you back on and we rewind your reaction and.
Really?
You earn everything you want, everything that you deserve everything. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you deserve all these accolades and all this. Like, all you gotta do is like it is a grind. You have to stay on it. Like you said, we've said this before. You can't just be the 15 minutes of fame guy. You continue with the content. And yourself, people in the chat right now, Red Panda, he welcomed all viewers with open arms into his great experience from start to and like look, like, and it's genuine as well. I saw that, I felt that, and I think I wasn't. You were in the background for me, but my partner was glued, and we're all glued to this. Like, and as much as this abandoned bullshit is happening, it's brought us all together. Like, it's brought, especially me, like Rex and the Nerdic Gods, like Rex Sterling's channel, and Nerdic Gods. Like, I just picked the phone up, and I was like, after all of it, I was like, you want to come on the podcast? Just out of utter admiration and respect, I've like earned my respect by just, and even after the reveal, that doesn't matter. Like, you earned all them subs, earned all these people's respect. Like, you're the man, Rex. Like, people are just, they love you, and I love you.
He looks great in a wig, and
you do look good in a wig.
I had to pay up. When we didn't get that announcement. I had to pay up.
But we have to get on to the rest of the show.
Sure.
We'll talk about some news. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the weekly news that we do on the podcast. Guys, if you're in the chat, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I've always wanted to say that. That's
Absolutely, you have to, man.
Please, we do this once a week. We just talk about some video game news. We have a good time. We're just some friends get together and just giving our opinions on what the fuck's going on. And is there going to be a PlayStation conference? Probably not. Now, is Jeff Keighley going to bring Kojima on stage and be like, this is the new Silent Hill game? Probably not. But we talk about all these things every Thursday, 6 p.m. BST. Daniel, what time is it? 1 p.m. Eastern for you?
1 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, and then Connor's 12 o'clock. I don't know.
No one cares about Connor's time.
Nobody cares about Connor's
No one cares about Central Time.
I don't know who this Connor is, but poor Connor, bro. I've been hearing him. He's been getting roasted so hard.
Yeah, he's not here. He's not in the room.
He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, gotta roast him.
Yeah, definitely, Geek. Even after the announcement, you continue to schedule, and that's incredible. Like, you didn't just turn off. Again, one more like little gush from me. You didn't just turn it off. You knew you had these people that you had to look after. Like, it's like welcome to someone's house. Hi, come in. Let me put the kettle on. Typical English. Will a cup of tea, and then you looked after these people, and these people, like, the respect that you're getting right now. But enough about that. It is time for the news, and we will start, because it is Rex Sterling Day on the Nerdic Gods podcast. We will start with the PlayStation side of things, and we will start with the bullshit that is Blue Box Game Studios has finally released a patch for their abandoned real-time experience for the PS5 app. The patch included a short trailer that the company had already showed on Twitter 15 minutes prior to the alleged Tuesday release of the patch, leaving everyone to ask, what the fuck? Blue Box game director Hassan, say it,
Hassan
Karaman.
Karaman
has since stated that the cinematic trailer, that's a cinematic trailer followed by a playable prologue, will release for the app very soon. For some more context that isn't on my document, he has done he's done 2 interviews with
IGN and
NME, and he's basically just come out and said it was a complete and utter disaster.
Yeah, but also he kind of blamed us, didn't he?
Yeah, but basically it was
it was also just a bad interview.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was
general,
terrible, awful.
Yeah.
Right? But the main takeaway from the thing is, they realized he realized that the app was supposed to come out. They checked it. Oh, there's something wrong with it. They then had to. He said that they had to edit the video down, take stuff away from it because of the pressure of the community or whatever we are, and have quickly released it out on Friday with the same Twitter video that we'd seen on Tuesday. So it was a terrible interview from.
But it was so on the Tuesday. I mean, even before that, it was so cocky about it. One day it was like, "Oh, it's going to be mind blowing. It's a good time to be PlayStation."
Are you
fans.
ready? Don't be late.
15
Yeah, it was
minutes before it's supposed to drop. Are you ready? Shows the clip. Like, yeah, we're ready. Are you? 3 days.
I feel like they've been this way the whole time, and it's so arrogant.
It's weird.
It's so off-putting.
It came off different when you thought that maybe there was some big reveal behind it, but now it feels different now, doesn't it?
You're starting to see that I saw this must have been maybe on Friday a bunch of just people on Reddit like going through and seeing like, oh, this company has kind of done other things that are not. They have unreleased games. Like this is probably not the first time, and probably won't be the last unless they get in serious trouble with PlayStation. Like this is not good.
Yeah, that IGN interview where he discussed each one of those projects just made it look worse. You talked about Rewind and how they started their Kickstarter. Then there was a private investor that gave them so much money for to make the game that they shut down their Kickstarter. And then he said they ended up canceling the game because they didn't have enough money.
It's just so weird, the whole thing. Like, they're a small studio. They don't have much money. Yet they're doing this app, and it doesn't make sense.
It makes you look at Sony,
Yeah, well, I think they said that we want you to see the full fidelity of what this could even be, right? Like, so we want you to download it and then watch it that way instead of just on Twitter or YouTube where it eventually was released.
I wouldn't have minded if they didn't put the same thing on Twitter before. If they just waited to put it on the app, I would have been all right. But it was literally the same thing. 4 seconds.
Yeah. It's mind blowing.
I just want to say, Bright King Bowser, like big, massive, like capital letters, is like Rex is a god among men. I just want to throw that out there. I will say there was a video that was I think we were watching MBT. He was going over the internet, and he said like there was like they were using Unreal 5 assets that's technically still in a beta. But
yeah, it's recommended that they don't use it, yet they're using it.
Why are they using this Unreal 5? Or why not use the transparency? They had from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to sit down and just
tell us at the time, like communicate properly what is actually happening instead of just turning us off with.
Why did you need a 5 gigabyte patch for a 5 sec? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is in this app? What else is in this app, dude? Because the original download was already almost 2 gigs, and then you got a 5 gig patch. Like, what else is in this app? Like, it's still so provocative in its mystery. That's what keeps people thinking that maybe there is still, by some miracle, gonna be that big Silent Hill reveal, is because, like, just the fact that nothing seems to really add up. Like, even if you say, like, okay, Blue Box is clearly a scammer, blah, 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 blah. I'm still looking at, like, Shuhei Yoshida. retweeting them out and being so quiet. I'm still looking at Sony, putting this app on their PlayStation. Like, you would think even, people in my chat are like, well, Sony's not going to come out and say anything publicly. I don't expect them to, but you would think behind the scenes, someone at Sony's making phone calls to Hassan like, bro, what they have to know that the backlash, it's not just going to hit Blue Box and Hassan. Like, if this does all come crashing down the way that it looks like it will, you got some of that blowback is going to spill over to Sony and to Shuhei Yoshida. And for those that are like really invested in console wars, like, Sony's going to be getting dunked on by these Xbox channels so hard. You don't think so?
No. I mean, there's things that Sony actively does against themselves that I think should negatively affect them that don't. So, like,
I get frustrated with their crossplay approach.
Or their save, how you do saves and stuff. Like, Sony's just has their own issues. Like, that's why I think Sony is really not having anything to do with them. Because
you think there's maybe a loyalty there? You think maybe there's a loyalty there to Sony to where they feel like it won't touch them, like fans won't go for them, but they'll just go for Hassan and Blue Box?
The loyalty is with Sony 100%. I mean, it's just it's not a negative thing, but Sony has such a loyal fan base that really can't look past that. And I guess to get back to the Blue Box thing, but there could be a fire over there, and Sony could just look away and they'll be fine.
Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. It'll be interesting to see what happens if that happens. I still hope we get a good game somehow.
I'm not convinced that there's even a game, to be honest. That's where I am. I
wouldn't be either. They at this point, like, people still ask me in my chat if I believe or if I don't believe. I'm so far past that. Like, you got to show me a game at this point. I need gameplay. I need to see an actual product before I'm willing to even look at you right now. That's how I feel about it.
I want to hear a little bit. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to hear. No, Natalie. I want to hear more of what you have to say. Please.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, I still am Team Real, but at the same time, a part of me is still doubting it. Like, maybe it's not. Maybe they don't have a game. Maybe they are just a little indie studio. But then all of these things just don't make sense. All of these coincidences, links, and schemas. I just don't know. Like, I believe. There's a little part of me that doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
I mean, do you think that, like, I'm sorry, I apologize.
No,
do you think they're like actively, like, people like with the tweets and stuff like that, Jeff Keighley and the stuff like that, like the high with the 2 exclamation points that looks like Hill and all this stuff like that? Yeah. Do you think that they're leaning into this?
Like, why would they do that if it wasn't like? Would they troll us?
Yeah, especially if they're scamming for money. If it goes that way,
right?
I also want to say, I even want to talk about, like, because people are trying to tie Konami. They're trying to tie Kojima. They will. I said this for the past couple weeks that this has all been going on. They will never work together again. Period. They literally burnt every bridge that they had. Back in 2015 when Metal Gear Solid 5, that entire debacle. They will never work again. So this is either if it is something
they won't. You just don't know. Nobody knows.
No, yeah. I mean, obviously maybe I'm wrong, but I think that they will never work again. But if it is a Konami thing, it's without him, or it could be a Kojima thing. It's probably without them. That's just what I have to say.
With the side of the Shuhei tweet, that's the one that really blew me, because Sony have seen this. Like, Sony have seen this. They've seen what Hassan and obviously whoever is behind the game. They've obviously spoke about what this is because he's been on a PlayStation blog. Shuhei it's just a simple tweet.
He's got to know what it is, surely.
It is a simple, but he is ahead of indies, and this game is technically a indie game.
Right.
So it's gone through Shu. Shu's got to have seen it. PlayStation have seen it. Or go, we'll promote this game, or we'll promote this. This fucking mess.
Yeah, but if there is no game, wouldn't he know this? Surely he can, like, go and find out.
I mean, they could say it's in the works. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how. We don't know exactly Sony's extent of their backing, right? I guess they've done some marketing with them, but maybe that's kind of it. You know, if they don't really have any money in it, then I don't really think they care.
These big people though, they have to be careful. Everything they do, they have to be careful with. Like you tweet out, and that is getting reviewed by at least 2 different PR type of people. Like Shu can't just tweet what he wants. So him going, what is this? He must. Yeah. They must know. It has to go through some. They have to sit down and talk about it. I mean,
then in the article as well, like the NME, apparently Hassan told them what the game is, but they can't tell us. Like, just tell us what it is. Just show us something. Like, why?
That's
mysterious.
A big gaming
blurring
thing.
Stuff. Why? If it's a brand new IP, we're not going to know these characters. We're not going to. Why blur it? Why so mysterious?
But that's I guess a step back. That is just gaming in general. There is way too much secrecy in reveals and how that people market things. Like gaming's just way too secret about how they show games. Like look at Marvel and Disney. It's like here's 10 years of movies. Here you go. Mm-hmm. It's like I wish gaming was a little more open with how they develop things. But
if there's a game, they just need to open, tell us, show us.
But I think in one of the articles, it's like still months away. Isn't that what I saw?
Yeah, in IGN, yeah. He said months away from a gameplay cinematic or anything like that, and I was just like, months? Are you out of your mind?
And it's no longer open. That's just
so then it's becoming less of a game.
Yeah, they've already said that forest in the teaser is not even in the game. Like that's none of that's in the game, and Abandon's not the title of the game. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
This Jason, what is his name? Jason Longfield.
Schreier. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
The person that you play as in the game. He wakes up in a forest. Yet there is no forest in the game.
Well, not that one. Maybe it's a different one. I don't.
It just looks different.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I just want to touch on something regarding the shoe knowing what it is because it has to go through.
Right.
That's how I.
That is an interesting topic.
I was watching the Xbox ID thing. The Sarah Bond came on, and I think she was explaining the process of. So if we all sat down want to make a game. We make a game. We have an idea, etc. We bring. I think there is an idea in Xbox email. Whatever you talk to some people. And they say, look, what's your pitch? And we're like, I want to make an open world game in the forest. Fantastic. We want to use the Unreal Engine. We've got great experience with the Unreal Engine. And they approve it. And they say, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. They'll send you over a dev kit for the Xbox. Surely that's some kind of process. Maybe it's a different process over at PlayStation. But like, Shu has to, or someone above Shu. Shu is the lead of the head of Indies. He has to have seen this game. He has to know what the plan is.
He's got to know.
And maybe it is one big long game plan. Yeah, and so what I'm trying to say is they must know what they were trying to do. And maybe they have hiccups. Yeah, of course, there probably was a problem on Tuesday. This is what confuses me because the tweet goes out. I'm going to say 7:45 my time. So the trailer, the app was supposed to drop at 8:00, and then 15 minutes before, I think it was "Don't be late." What was the one where we actually showed the walking? What did he say?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
15 minutes before it's meant to drop.
And then, so surely Sony or Sony PR or whoever, they know the game plan. They must know what is. Because they can't just let them do what they want. Because what happens if the next trailer's pornographic images? Do you know what I mean? It has to go through some kind of certification. Yeah. They have to know what this is.
I also Sony,
sorry.
I'm still okay.
Sorry. If Sony don't like what they're doing, surely they could shut the shit down. They just say,
you would think so.
Well, look at Cyberpunk. Let's take Cyberpunk. The Cyberpunk got work off, see in a bit. Ta-ra, bye. You're not coming back till you've sorted it. And if they're okay with this bullshit that's on the app, on this app and that's on the app, and they're okay with it,
it's something bigger.
Because it's something.
Than what it is.
It's either not bigger or it is something. It's got to be something at the end of the day. And if it's bringing people into an audit, if this app is making obviously people download it, obviously it's free of charge, but it's still like more traffic on the PlayStation side of things. It's conversation. It's more it's excitement. I don't think it is Kojima. I don't think that. I completely 100% agree with Daniel. Like Konami and Kojima will never. Honestly, it's like the worst breakup ever. Like,
yeah, but then last year,
it was terrible.
That rumor that Sony fixed their relationship. Do you remember that?
If they have, it's cost them a lot of fucking money, and that's how I see it. Like they either have a conversation, you know what I mean, like a bad parent breakup. You know, dad lives across town, mum lives across town, and then grandma and nana, they have to like do all the talking in between them because they won't talk over the phone, they won't talk face to face.
Yeah,
Timmy's in the middle of it. We're little Timmy in this situation. Maybe that's the situation, but I don't think it is. But I do think it is bigger than what it is. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it is bigger than what it is. It is. I don't agree with their marketing strategy. I don't agree with what the blurred out guy with the iPad. It's like, you know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing. No, just do.
I 100. Yeah,
Daniel,
I agree with that.
Please shut me down and tell me.
I wanted to ask a question. What is Sony's actually involvement? Because you're talking about all this other things. The only reason why they would need it, like a dev kit, is probably just a way to get it on the system. But like, if they have no actual involvement and money into it, then they don't need to be involved. If it's just marketing, like they'll send Sony something and then they approve it and they can send it out. That's pretty much it. But if they actually have money involved, I would like to know. I don't think that they do.
Does reputation come into play at any point? Because I would like to think that Sony would be, at least professional enough to not let something like this happen, on their platform, especially a new system that they're launching, that they would actually let like a scammer promote a fake game and it go this far, do you think, I know this kind of goes back to what we were talking about a minute ago about blowback towards Sony, but even reputation within the industry, do you think like that's up for play, or are they just so solid that it's just like they just don't care in that regard at all?
They're either so small they don't care, or they're so big they don't care. This big, like, obviously during the 4 days of like fucking riots in the street, where is this at, blah blah blah, there was people making like big spreadsheets of like their games in the previous got shut down, didn't release. So in the chat, the bottom one, yeah, bottom one. Sony does not just send out a dev kit to anyone. There has to be a paperwork filled out for that. Of course, yeah. I think Colin.
That's not.
He says
that's not what I was saying. If Colin can get one, right? Like, it's not that it's difficult to get one.
He paid for that.
Sure, but I'm sure that they probably paid for it as well. But like, course, yeah, I'm not talking about the ease of getting a dev kit. I'm saying what has Sony actually put into this game? Because I don't think it doesn't seem like they've actually put in much. Just marketing.
But the marketing's expensive on its own. Like,
even to put.
Actual monetary investment is what I mean, not just marketing.
Yeah. Well, maybe they have, and it's. But Blue Box Game is a studio. So who's publishing the game? They're developing.
That's my question. That's my question.
Maybe Sony is publishing the game.
It could just be self-published. I don't know. A lot of indies do self-publish.
Has anyone else from Blue Box come forward other than have we actually confirmed anyone else that works at that studio?
No,
at all?
But to be fair, to be fair, like, indies don't do that. Like, a lot of times you might just know one person or the PR like, you don't know who made most games, right? Like,
no, but most games don't have all of this conspiracy hints.
Sure.
Weird stuff happening.
But then that is made from their own. It's
stepping
not
in
their own part of shit. Do you know what I mean?
It's not just us. They've done it as well. They've led us into this.
Yeah. Geek Your Pink, he says, I think Sony could have got Silent Hill rights for Kojima Productions to be able to work on it. Yes.
I do. Yeah.
That could happen, yes. It's going to cost Sony a lot of money.
There's already the rumors of Sony working with Xbox. And those are way heavier rumors with a little more...
You mean Kojima?
I'm sorry. Yeah, what did I say?
Yeah, you said Sony, but you meant Kojima. I got you.
I said Sony. I'm sorry. I meant Kojima.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
Kojima. I'm sorry. There's heavy rumors. Oh man, imagine them making one box together. Oh man. Kojima. There's already the heavy rumors of Kojima.
Yeah, that cloud only game, right?
The cloud only game, exactly. So like, he's not going to be doing this and that. Like, it sounds like he has his own plans. So the Konami stuff, it maybe I think it's way more likely than Kojima.
What's he been doing since Death Stranding? So Death Stranding came out 2008.
I think it was 8. Was it 18? 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
He could have been making something in between that. I know, obviously.
But also, he said he put like a tweet up, didn't he, a while ago, and it was something along the lines of he's worried about physical copies of films and music and stuff going. He doesn't want it to go, so why would he do a cloud-based game? It kind of contradicts what he says.
Sure. I mean, I think it's more about the tech behind the game than like physically releasing it, you know? Like I think he wants to like have it similar to like Microsoft Flight Sim, which also uses like cloud tech, where they can build out the world behind the scenes so that it's not all on your hard drive. I think he probably wants something that like builds out like an entire area, you know, so it's not like 1,000 gigs on your hard drive.
Yeah.
I think Sean Sebastian says, which is true, Kojima signed a letter of intent with Xbox.
Letter of intent, that's what it was.
That could just be a conversation. Yeah, it was Jeff Grubb reported on it, maybe backed up the claim. Well, that could just be a written form of, we will make a game. Maybe not now, maybe not next year, but
at some point.
Yeah, at some point that will happen. Maybe he is doing something. I mean, Death Stranding director's cut, that hasn't taken a lot of his time. They just added. It took us some time. Don't get me wrong. Game development's it's rocket science, basically. So,
was the PC port handed off to somebody else, or did they have to do that as well?
I could be wrong, but I wonder if Nixus had anything to do with that.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe.
Yeah, I was wondering too.
I don't remember, but I know it has a lot to do with the engine as well. Because I want to. It would be the same team that ported Horizon, because it was also on the Decima engine. So
and Horizon had some issues at first, didn't it?
Yeah, I want to say it was Nixus, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
To round out this 36-minute long abandoned stage, I love it. What is your
There's so much to it
on Blue Box trying to redeem themselves by giving alpha backers free copy, and that said will be a PlayStation exclusive, considering all their backers were Steam?
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, I think someone we listened to last night, they hit the nail on the head. The Caraman needs to stop talking, because he can't talk. He is the worst person ever with a mouth, because he's just getting himself into more and more trouble. Stop talking. Get yourself.
Stop doing this.
I'm sure I am guaranteed in his DMs somewhere, and there's a million DMs of toxic abuse. There's some guy going, "Hi, we're a PR team. We'll happily represent you. We'll even do it for free. Like, let's just have a conversation. Please stop talking." And then surely, like PlayStation, if PlayStation have some kind of investment, I mean, going on a PlayStation blog, that isn't a small feat. That is a big deal. That is a massive deal. Shuhei Yoshida, like being indie, I keep mentioning this, being the indie leader, like that is him talking about it is a big deal, because there is something there. There is definitely something there. There is, but Sony must be on the phone, like, listen to me, shut the fuck up.
Stop talking.
All right, okay, see you in a bit. But no, I don't care anymore. And that's the conversation they should be having. Like, just shut up. Stop doing these conversations that they just rile people up. Past 2 days, he's done 2 different interviews, and you've made no sense. Oh, the Unreal Engine.
Did he promise a Q&A, and that never happened either? Like, why just do it? Just
I just want to shout out. Thank you, Sean. It was 100% 505 Games that published.
It was.
Yeah. 505.
Awesome.
It was not Nixus. Nixus will probably be doing all the ports now, but it was not.
To round it, I forgot what I was saying. It's just he's making everything. It's like the Unreal Engine. Like, why couldn't it come out Thursday night, Wednesday night, and say, look, we've got we are. Unfortunately, we're just a bit big. Probably shouldn't. That contradicts in my own PR. Like, don't talk. But like, to be honest, we're trying to use the Unreal Engine. We're trying to do all these great, nasty, amazing things with all this new tech that is very new. Unreal Engine is very new. Hell, the PlayStation 5, their dev kits, they're still new. They're trying to get it all together, working, talking to each other. You know, all the 1s and 2s or however these games are made. Just talk to us. Like, either be honest or don't say anything at all. Like, not. Oh, wait. Like. It's just like, what we're waiting for, and then, or before the patch, look guys, this isn't our full dream, but we want to do this little smidget for you. We're gonna go away and we're gonna make this better for the next time. But please be warned, this is the very small teaser that does include footage from the tweet that we did. Let's just live and learn and grow together, or like something like that, or just delay it in the first place. I know the one that bothered me. I know we keep talking about it, but the one that bothered me was the one in June. That's the one that really pissed me off, because it was like they're gonna release the app, and then all of a sudden 3 o'clock, bang on the dot in my time, 3 o'clock and it was obviously a scheduled tweet, unless he's fucking good with time, because it was 3 o'clock on the dot. He does that video. Sorry guys, we're gonna have to delay the patch. Our team is this, that, and the other. Why on the dot of the time that you said that the app's coming out? Like, you know it wasn't coming 3 days ago, because of what was it?
To delay it 2 whole months.
Because what was the reason why though? Because of
that it wasn't ready.
It was a technical reason, wasn't it?
It wasn't a technical reason. It was, but it wasn't.
Back in June, it wasn't ready. That's all.
Localization issues or something like that. There was something to do with that. And then it was just like bang on the dot. No, it's not happening right now. Well, why couldn't you tell us that this morning? Or why couldn't you? Why does it have to be? Obviously, it was a scheduled tweet. So you obviously knew it wasn't coming out. He has shown he isn't good with time. He's not very good at time. He needs to buy a watch or something.
What them tweets that came up? What, like 2 in his time or something like that?
I just think, to put a nice little bow on it, Rex, what do you think? What do you think this is? Do you think it is just an indie game, and do you think it?
I know it's not as fun to play it safe, man. But at this point, I got to be honest. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. It too much of it doesn't make sense. I mean, like, they said in the IGN interview, they said that the original trailer was going to be like 30-something seconds. You know, they tweet out 15 minutes before it's supposed to go live, "Are you ready?" You know, and this and that. You got to think that trailer's already loaded and ready to go, ready to pull the trigger. Like, how do you in that span of 15 minutes say, you know, find a problem then, and then you go to address like a shader and all of a sudden find an engine it's just it makes so little sense that it does kind of activate your imagination. You know what I mean? And it doesn't help that Norman Reedus, you know, goes on Instagram and posts a video with him and Robbie the Rabbit. It doesn't help that Kojima seems to be leaning into it a little bit without directly acknowledging it. It's, you know, you could see it that way. Like, it doesn't help that, you know, that Sony's being quiet, even if they don't have a reason to say anything. The fact that Shuhei is being so quiet that when people ask him about it, he either ignores it or gives a little weird emoji. It's like, you just feel like, okay, you know, I would at least expect that somebody, you know, in the games industry, especially somebody that has any direct relation to this app, you know, like Sony with it being on their platform, you got to think that they would at least be professional enough that they know what it is. They know what's going on. So they're either 100% comfortable with what's happening because they believe that there's a real payoff at the end, or for some reason they're totally okay hosting this dumpster fire and then just kicking it out when it's over with, and I guess just getting the free press. I don't like, so much of it doesn't make sense to me. That's why, like, the only thing that I can say about it is that I said this when I was streaming yesterday, that at this point, I think that for me personally, best case scenario is that we get a new Silent Hill game. That Konami, that Sony has handled something behind the scenes, or Konami just cares so much about money that they're willing to license it out and let Kojima work on a Silent Hill project. But it has nothing to do with this dumpster fire. It's a totally separate thing. Like, at this point, if they were to announce a Silent Hill reveal on the heels of all this garbage, I would have so many conflicting feelings about it. Of course, I would still want to play it. I would want it to be good. I want these things, but I would still have, like, so many concerns about why you chose to go about marketing it this way. and all the decisions that have been made that have had so many people fighting and feeling burned. Like I don't know why. Like it's such a popular IP. You don't need to do this. Like just announce it. Like I don't. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, but I'm keeping an open mind and I'll continue to cover it when they do release another trailer.
Daniel, what do you think? Briefly.
What's the question?
What do you
what
think,
do I think about the whole thing, or
what do you think it is? At the end of the day, it's out, it's released, they've announced it, they've we know what it is. What do you think it is? Oh, you've always said, I won't say it because I know. What do you think it will be?
My honest opinion is I don't think Konami is involved. I don't think Kojima is involved. I think Sony is barely involved. I think that this is just a disaster. I think somebody's trying to take advantage of a lot of hungry gamers. And I honestly, I don't even know a game that, I mean, you guys could tell me if I'm wrong. I don't even know if Hassan has even been in charge of a game that has been released. So
yeah, the only thing that they've released is I think like 2 mobile games on Android that were both pulled. They were both pulled.
So he hasn't even technically like released a game. So
yeah,
like that's what I think.
Natalie, to finish off, what do you think?
I still think it's bigger than it is. I just think it's too weird. There's too, like I said, a little part of me thinks no, but then the majority, I think it is. Don't know. I think so.
I'm rooting for you.
I'm going to believe until the end. There you go.
I'm rooting for you.
This is the girl that cried when they cancelled Pete.
I did.
Yeah.
We tell you before you.
We're not.
I think it's. I think I'm on the same as. I think it is something bigger than it is, but I just think it's a massive shit show. But is it on purposely a shit show? Just to, I don't think it was supposed to go as bad as this. I think they should have. I think they were supposed to show the blurred images, but I don't think it should have gone as bad as it has. I think the guy that is running the show is doing a bad job of it being a good reveal, frustrating people. I think if it had all gone to plan, if the app come out in June or the end of June, I believe, and then they had released the like blurred out images and all the bullshit, but it just, there's always seems to be something that's in the way. There's always something it's not right, and something's always not right. It's always either not going his way or he's handling it the wrong way.
It's so weird.
But I think it is. I think it's bigger than what it is. I can't see this small indie 3-person team using Unreal Engine 5, having, PlayStation giving them the rights to, like, I know it's easy to make an app, but like giving them permission to, like, oh, can we just use your real estate to make this app that's completely fucking pointless? Other than Sony going, well, we know what the real deal is. Yeah, of course you can. Let's make this a big deal at the Game Awards. Let's make this a big deal, whatever, like at Gamescom. I don't think it will be Gamescom, but let's make this a big deal overall. So we have to wait and see, but it is
just waiting.
It's bullshit. That's what it is.
I have a quick question. Did you by any chance hear that that leaked audio of Hassan during his interview? I think it was with Mark Delaney from GameSpot that came out.
Yeah,
you heard that?
I watched it through someone. I heard that.
So if you haven't heard that audio, it's legit audio. Mark Delaney's already clarified that it's legit. And during that conversation, Hassan was talking with Mark Delaney, and he was saying that they were working on their own game, Abandoned, and all of the Silent Hill theories started up months ago. Because back in April, they were trying to convince people they had nothing to do with Kojima and Konami back in April with their previous game. I think The Haunting, the one that they're also going to release now. And Hassan said that because there was so much, like, it was drumming up so much anticipation for a Silent Hill game that Konami reached out to them about licensing the IP. That this situation that started back earlier this year, before June, before May, before April, made Konami interested in financial gain from licensing the IP out. And if that's what he said in the leaked audio, and it's been confirmed to be true. Although Mark Delaney, when he clarified it, he said that had nothing to do with Abandon. He was saying that in a future project, Konami might be willing to license Silent Hill. But that's still weird, right? So what if, just playing devil's advocate, what if the reason for the delays and the reason why this big disaster is happening and the reason why Sony's so okay with it is because they're still working out the details before Hassan can say the name of the game? Because it seems to me like maybe there's a possibility that the reason why they have to keep delaying it and they can't say the actual name of the game is they're still working on the licensing agreement. You think that there's any chance, just playing devil's advocate, that that's what's going on? Because I find it odd that all this is happening and that Hassan confirmed in that private interview with Mark Delaney that I hope his first name is Mark, that Konami did reach out to him about possibly licensing IP to that studio to make a Silent Hill game in the future. What are the chances that maybe Sony jumped on that, or maybe it's possibly being worked out behind the scenes, but they don't have permission to announce it yet, and that's why they have to keep pushing it back? Do you think there's a chance?
No.
Maybe, yeah. Do you think?
Maybe. It's all bullshit.
I want to throw this out there real quick, though.
For sure.
Konami had there's been a lot of the rumors. I think they've even said that there's 2 Silent Hill games in the works. One is presumably with Blooper Team, which it will be the smaller indie project, which would probably take place where this would be. Right. And there's probably, they said that they're working with a larger Japanese studio making another game. So that is probably making a big numbered Silent Hill game. And then I assume a smaller project is Blooper Team.
I wonder what studio that is.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea. It's very curious. Yeah.
Right.
So I would say no, but that's what I would say.
Right, let's wrap up the abandoned chat. I've been dying to have this conversation.
One day we'll know.
With a microphone, with a live microphone. Natalie, would you like? Are you okay? Are you still play or?
I'll leave you to it.
Everybody say goodbye to chat, guys. In the chat, I wanted to say, Nat, you're great. Please.
You don't have to.
You do have to.
It's okay.
And then we can we'll just move on to the next thing. So
thanks for having me.
Bye now.
It was a pleasure. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Right then. Next up on the news. That was the greatest chat I've ever had in my life.
It's super fun to talk about. Like, I think that's the best thing to do, is to just try to have fun with it. You know what I mean? For us.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go for.
So wherever you want to go. Got a lot of news.
How do you feel about Pokemon?
Sure. Let's talk about Pokemon.
Oh, I love Pokemon. I think my first experience with that was Pokemon Emerald, like way back in the day.
Let's go.
But I haven't played the newer stuff. The last Nintendo console I owned was a GameCube, so wow. I'm hoping to change. I'm hoping to change that. I would pick up a Switch, but I'm waiting to see when they release their next hardware. I'm hoping that it's a little bit more, the specs are a little bit higher. I'm kind of holding out for that.
Hopefully next year. That's a lot.
I know, my fingers are crossed. My fingers are crossed, man. I miss my Mario Party and my Smash.
Game Freak held a Pokemon event yesterday, featuring some deep dives of their upcoming titles. Pokemon. Hold on, that's one. Upcoming titles, including Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. So yesterday, we had a half an hour, the longest Pokemon Presents ever. Did you know that? Fun fact, kid.
I mean, yeah, it's still only like 30 minutes, so it's okay.
Yeah, but that's great. It's great.
Yeah.
So we started off with some Pokemon news. We started off with some Pokemon Unite news. We've got have you ever seen Pokemon Unite gameplay, or have you looked?
I haven't, man. I've been I'm way behind on like current news, so you guys are going to be helping me out here, catching me up on some stuff.
Hold on, let me just get. So yeah, they've announced Mamoswine, and Sylveon, 2 new characters to be released. They've announced a Pokemon Unite mobile date for 22nd of September. I have dabbled in Pokemon Unite. I think it's great. It's a nice little MOBA for, let's say, children. And that's not me taking a jab at my girlfriend who plays it every single night and has got but it is a very simple MOBA. It's very accessible. It's not your League of Legends type of like in your face. Yeah, exactly.
They're short. The game is short. Like Legends, a league match can go for like an hour. This game is very short.
10-minute matches. You're in and you're out. A few little Pokemon walking around. We're having a great time. So they've announced that. So they've announced Pokemon Unite. They've announced. Then they moved on to. Sorry, I hate Pokemon. Then they did the Pokemon. Let's move on from the Pokemon fucking stupid Pokemon Cafe Mix.
Cafe Remix.
So
Cafe Remix.
Get it right.
It's they released this typical Pokemon mobile game, sitting on a toilet, matching things, or like your Candy Crush type game. It probably lasted a day. I played it for a couple of hours on a morning, and then I think people all fell off it. And I think Pokemon they've gone to the drawing board, and then they've just tried to jazz it up a little bit and remix it.
The same game.
Why is it the wrong way around? They moved on to Pokemon Masters EX. I don't play Pokemon Masters EX, but I know that they've done it's been going for 2 years, so they're doing something right. They've just announced a load of new content. I'm not going to run through that because it's not the meat and potatoes that we've done a long time. Pokemon Go. I'm playing Pokemon Go currently right now. Just some new Galar region Pokemon coming in. They're celebrating the 5th anniversary. They just had Pokemon Go Fest. I had a great time at Pokemon Go Fest, and they keep on trucking. There is a bit of a problem at the moment between the community and Niantic. I think the community want to keep the COVID update, if that makes sense. So you can spin a Pokestop. I've got a Pokestop up the road. There's a pub across from where I live, and there's a Pokemon stop there. And in normal days, I'd have to actually physically walk to it and then spin it, but I can spin it from my house. And people just want to keep that. And then there's remote raids, and they want to keep all that. So I just think they feel safer, especially with the Delta variant. I know in America you're really struggling with that. I believe I might have had a Delta variant the last week. Honestly, kids, like before I talk about COVID, they're quick. Like wear a mask. In England, we got told 2-3 weeks ago you don't have to wear a mask anymore. So Steve's like, not bothered. Fuck this mask. Guess who got COVID like a week later? Me. Do you know what I mean? Like, just wear the mask, because honestly, I didn't nearly die. I had a fever, I had a cough, I had lost no sense of smell, but I had a headache. I just felt like shit all the time. It's not a fun experience. And then obviously I stayed in, I listened to the rules. I didn't go visit grandma. Do you know what I mean? Because like grandma, she won't last until the but no, that's your sponsored don't go outside COVID thingy. We then went to the meat and potatoes of it. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl. They basically showed off this hype trailer. I've never seen a trailer so hype. It was like, boom, you can do this. What was it? Boom, Pokemon follow you now. Boom, you can decorate your Pokeballs. Boom. And I was like, this is like information overload. And yes, it is.
You've never seen a trailer so hyped?
It was so hyped.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, I will stop there. I've never seen a Pokemon trailer like so hyped. It was just like news. And I was like, this is dope. Like, and I know they've gone back from like Pokemon Sword and Shield, like full on 3D walking around. And it, more updated, more with the times, and now they've gone back to like a chibi style. But for me, watching it and then looking at it, and I'm thinking, I want to play this. I do miss the little like block figure walking through the little tiny grass, and it just brings back some like nostalgia for me. And I can't remember playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Pearl and Shiny Pearl, so I'm excited for this game, and all the added like features they've added. They kept the underground. I believe that's Natalie was saying they kept the underground. They've added another feature where like in your underground base. I know this isn't. They've added to. You can have a base and have put statues in, which was in the original. But now there's another area underground where like Pokemon wander around. If you have a match-up statue in your cave, like maybe rock type Pokemon will like spawn in this one area, and they like roam freely, which is weird for like, especially if like a top down chibi style like retro Pokemon. The Pokemon never really They never really walked around, so that's quite interesting. What do you think to Pokemon, Rex? Like, I know I just gave you a load of information. Like, how do you feel about Pokemon? Like, is this something that you would play? Are you against the remakes?
No, I enjoy it. I hadn't heard about this announcement or seen the trailer yet, so I'm excited to check that out. But I like it. Like especially when I was younger. It's been a while, obviously. Like I told you, GameCube was the last Nintendo console I had. But when I was younger, I was, any monster raising, like fighting game was my bread and butter. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers Monster Seed or Dragon Seed or Monster Rancher. Like, I was on like all.
Say that. Remember Monster Rancher?
Yeah. So I loved all that stuff and Pokemon. So I mean, it just takes me back. Like, I think the first like real like genre of games I probably ever really got into was like RPG and JRPG when I was younger. And so I had a lot of experience with Pokemon when I was younger, and I have a lot of nostalgia with it as well. So I'm, like I said, I haven't seen that trailer, but I'm excited to check it out and see, especially like what new things they might be doing, because I know that's like not being very into that fan base, but being on the outside looking in, a big criticism I've always seen is that they don't innovate enough with Pokemon. So I'm interested to see like them doing new things with Pokemon for sure.
Daniel,
speaking of new things, we should just go straight into Arceus, because I want to know what Rex has to say about Arceus.
So Pokemon Arceus is a new. So Pokemon Arceus was announced in February.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this is as the Zelda type Pokemon game that everyone's kind of always wanted, but it's not kind of what we wanted. Yeah, it is and it isn't what we want, but it's just almost nearly. We're okay with it. So Game Freak showed off how Pokemon battles will work in the Pokemon Legends Arceus, a definite variation of the battles we're familiar with. When battle begins, players will have a different style options for battling in turn-based fashion, strong or agile styles, which change the statistics of specific moves, depending on the situations. Likewise, some Pokemon may be able to take few turns in a row based on their statistics. So that doesn't explain anything to me. So basically, what's happening is, Monster Hunter. Let's go Monster Hunter. So you are set in the past, like let's say like BC. Are we talking far back, aren't we, Daniel? So I'll give you the pitch. So we've gone way back in time, all the way before fucking Pokemon Red and Ash Ketchum and all that, and Red and whoever. And we have started. They're going to start the Pokedex for the first time. They want you, to go around, investigate and research all these Pokemon that no one's ever actually took time to research and investigate. You go around in a Zelda way, so in this like Zelda-like world. If you picture Zelda Breath of the Wild, this is pretty much the same, but not as good, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Pokemon are wandering around in the wild, and you can like sneak in the grass, throw some Pokeballs, maybe like stare at them and research. Maybe like let's say Pikachu's in the wild, you want to research it. Oh, we didn't know Pikachu had sparkly cheeks, because obviously they didn't know old Pokemon that well, etc.
So you're learning everything for the first time.
That
basically
goes into a logbook. It's great. We're having a good time. And then you can catch the Pokemon, simply like by throwing a ball at them. None of this like you run into a Pokemon. Dun, dun, dun. I like the music. Sorry. So basically, you literally just as you are as a third person character, throw the ball. The ball as it's an old style ball. The balls are all made out of wood. It's that old. The ball will set up a little firework, and you'll catch the Pokemon, and then you can use them in battle. And then say if you saw another Pokemon next, you play you throw the ball. Your Pokemon comes out, and all of a sudden it initiates this battle. And then what I've just said, it's a new battle system, so it's not like turn-based. It is turn-based, but it's a different way of doing the turn-based Pokemon battle style system. And how can I put it? Like, it's a new. They say it's Pokemon mainline, so it's like the next mainline Pokemon game, which is completely different. And it's what everyone's. If you ever look at these fan-made sites or fan-made like Facebook or YouTube, there's always that one person that's like made like a high-res Pokemon rendition of like Zelda Breath of the Wild, and this is
Right.
as close as we get.
How are these graphics looking on it from what you've seen so far?
When we first saw it, it was very rough, low frames, but it's on.
That's the way to put it.
It's on a Nintendo Switch, so obviously their hardware is not as like we're not talking 30, 60, 37, 38.
Yeah,
PS5. We're talking, you know, PS4 early days like type. Probably not even that, to be fair.
No, it's not even that. It's worse than the PS4.
It's Nintendo. In terms of power. So anyway, we all expected, Nintendo will release the new Switch, which turned out to be the OLED with no actual like hardware upgrades. It just turned out to be just an OLED screen. Oh, like thanks Nintendo. But the game looks better now. Like it does. It seems to look a lot better. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna run how they want it to run. Apparently, the game's come out at 13 gigabytes. Apparently, the development for this game is done. You'll have to check it out after this thing. It has massive potential for the future of Pokemon. Because then in the next one, because there isn't gyms in this one, you aren't battling. You are researching Pokemon. You're having a good time. And your aim is to build the Pokedex. I'm guessing there'll be a story in there. But
can you expand any on how the researching mechanic works? Like whether you take binoculars and look at them or something, or take a camera, take a picture. Like how does it? Do you know anything about that? Have they revealed the specifics of how that works?
In the trailer, it was kind of like sneak up on it, or like some Pokemon will attack you. Like in one of in the trailer, like there was like a big I forgot what it's called. It attacked you. It gave you a thunder shock as the character, not the Pokemon. But it and then you had to like battle that Pokemon to then maybe research it. What they get from the trailer was kind of like go up to it. You can like stay there from a distance. Maybe click like a search button, like a scan button,
like an observe kind of thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, so it's a new it's a starting point to the potential future. Maybe in 5-6 years time, we'll have the top of the range Breath of the Wild Pokemon. You know, everything's flawless, no loading times. You go from city to city. Like obviously we're dreaming with Nintendo, but if Nintendo do come out with Nintendo Switch, I don't know, Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever they do, it won't be number 2. We could potentially see that, and this is a great start from the start. Do you know what I mean? Like they press the reset. Fingers crossed. This is like the start of something magical, because everyone wants the open world Pokemon. Everyone dreams.
Yeah, of course. Pokemon. What's the reception from the community been like so far?
I think after yesterday, it's quite positive. I think Daniel, what like you're a Pokemon fan. Like, how do you feel about it? I know you're quite level-headed when it comes to video game news, and I respect that, because me and Natalie are going crazy about everything. We do, because that's just, we're parents. Like, we gotta let loose sometimes. Parents do drugs. People do drugs. People drink. We just play video games and watch video game news, and that's how we get our kicks. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So Daniel, you what's your opinion on it? Like, how do you feel about it? You've seen the trailer. You didn't seem that impressed, but let's have a chat.
I mean, I was more impressed with Arceus than the Gen 4 remakes. Like the Gen 4 remakes, like it I don't think the chibi style, like it tries to harken back to like you were talking about old stuff. It didn't do it for me. I like the battle look, which I remember you telling me you didn't like, Sims. The battle look looks way more like Sword and Shield, the last mainline game. It's a little weird, Rex. Like you kind of like the normal game, everything you're doing is in that chibi style, but then you go into battle, you go to the scene, and then it's completely different art style when you're battling. It's really weird. Yeah.
That contrast.
So if you've seen Sword and Shield, that's what the battle looks like.
This is the remakes, isn't it? This is you're talking about.
This is the Gen 4 remakes, right?
Yeah,
These are the 2 remakes that are coming out in November. And then Arceus is the one that comes out in January. Yes.
So the Gen 4 remake, like it's really weird how they're doing the chibi most of the time, and then they're doing the battles different. I don't understand that. It just looks weird. I'm not a big fan of the chibi style, but Arceus, I think is definitely promising. I like where they're going. I've not really liked Pokemon since Gen 4. Like I've been playing them all as they release, and I have not. I have fun because I have fun battling my friends. But I think Pokemon has not been good since Gen 4. I think Gen 4 was even a step down from 3. I think the first 3 gens, I think, are pretty great and awesome. Gen 4 was good, and then it pretty much, to me, everything after that just got progressively worse. I was really disappointed with Sword and Shield. So Arceus is, I like that it's something different. We're doing something different. The game itself has not impressed me. Textures look bad. I don't know. It seems it's very framey. Like the system is just struggling with this game. And I mean, hopefully it doesn't when we get the game. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's more of a wait and see for me. I do want to play it. I always play every Pokemon game, mainline at least. Yeah,
I'm just more excited, like generally speaking, about like Pokemon as a franchise moving forward than trying to harken back right now. You know, so I think that this, like, to me, it sounds, I'm glad they're experimenting. I'm glad they're doing something different and doing something new. I'm excited about some of the mechanics that you talked about, even like some of the changes to the battle system and stuff like that. I hate to hear that it, you know, that graphically and performance-wise, it looks like it might struggle pretty hard. Doesn't really surprise me, though. But I think hopefully it'll sell well, and hopefully it'll encourage them to experiment more. And then when they have better hardware, who knows what we might get.
Yeah.
I want to play devil's advocate with Natsuki DDLC. She, I believe it's a lady. It's a lady, isn't it? I hate the switch between chibi and regular. I like the chibi style, but I liked when I played. It harkens me back to like Zelda, Link's Awakening. Like I had such a good time with that game. It was so cute and he was so diddy, and I don't know. Like I'm a big soft.
That doesn't look like that though.
No, of course not. That had a nice little shiny.
She sent me the trailer. I'm kind of watching it now while we're talking, if you guys don't mind, so I can see exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. Please watch
the chibi on the sort of. I really enjoy the sort of the art style for the chibi. I don't know. Maybe it just takes me to a point where in November I'm going to be sat on the couch just enjoying this game. Like it's just Pokemon. It's like junk food at the end of the day. I don't take it too seriously. I don't use it for. Competitive. I don't battle anybody online. I just like to get the badges and then make a mockery of this like supposed like gym like leader,
the Elite Four.
The Elite Four. I just like to make mockeries of them and like, listen, don't test me. And then I turn it off and then I move on with my life. But I like the little chibi style. But it's weird though, isn't it? Like you go into a battle animation and it looks like for me it looked like Sword and Shield. Like there's no difference between. I didn't see too much difference between battle systems in
it looks very similar. Yeah,
it's such strange. What have a good time with it. While you're watching, I'm going to move on with to the next one. It reminded me of My Sims Chibi style. Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Moving on.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about this. It came out last week, as soon as the podcast ended, which I wasn't a part of. Rockstar is reportedly developing a GTA Trilogy Remastered, which will include Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. And the trilogy is rumored for late October, early November release. Rex, I keep coming to you. No offense, Daniel. You played Grand Theft Auto. Tell me, you played all the Grand Theft Autos, right?
Yes, sir.
And when did you start in the franchise?
I started with Grand Theft Auto 3. So I didn't know anything about it. I remember the previous games, and I've seen gameplay of the previous games, but 3 was the first one I ever went hands-on with. Before that, I think it was Driver. I was playing Driver, really liked Driver a lot. I don't know if anybody remembers that franchise, but I loved it. And then when I played Grand Theft Auto 3, I was like, oh, I can get out of the car now. And you know what I'm saying? But I love, that's where I started was 3. And then I played, everything after that pretty much.
And I've always wanted... a remake of San Andreas mainly. I think San Andreas was like my favorite. It's I don't know. It had something. It had so many things going for it. Growing up, realizing that people didn't like the working out mechanics. People didn't like getting fat and not getting and eating. I loved all that. I loved everything about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Like I remember. I can remember the radio stations, everything. That game was. I was only 13. So for me. Even as a 30-year-old man myself now, I'm like, it's still the greatest game of all time. I remember telling my brother, he was like 8 years old, he's like, what's this game? I was like, the greatest game of all time. That's what he called the game. So he'd come in and be like, oh, can I play the greatest game of all time? Can I play the greatest game? I was like, listen, kid, all right, I'm with Big Smoke right now, and I'm trying to chase the damn train. And I could not do that mission. But, Daniel, Is this something that you would pick up? I know you're not a big fan of remasters, but like, is this something that you would pick up?
Actually, yeah, I do want to pick this up because I've never like sat and played and beat these games. It's always been like I really dove in myself with 4. Like I've been around them the whole time when they were released and stuff, but I just never owned it myself. I was just playing Halo online the whole time, so I never really. It was cool to see friends playing it, and I would watch them play it. But 4 was really the one that I played first. I definitely want to play it. I want to see what this looks like because this is only rumored right now. I mean, we don't know a lot, but 2K has been hinting at things, so we'll see. But I do want to play it.
Do we have it confirmed? Because I have heard mixed. I've been getting like mixed like messages over this about remake remaster.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing confirmed. I know that 2K has said that they are doing like 3 old games or something, but they've never said GTA. Like it could be who knows? They have a lot of properties. Yeah, a lot of like there was a big rumor about it being redone in Unreal, which it was not made in Unreal. So that means it would probably be more of a complete overhaul, somewhat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I originally heard they're just remasters, not remakes. Then I heard they were doing it in Unreal, and so it kind of like people kind of got a little confused about how much work is being put into these as far as updating these games. Apparently, the rumor is that it's probably going to release around the same time as the current gen versions of GTA 5. Is that still the most up to date rumor on that?
It's late October, early November.
Yeah, that's right okay. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not sure when that's coming out. I don't know if you remember the date, but yeah, I don't. Well, hopefully we get something soon. Uh-oh. Rex is gone. We lost him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, sorry, I dropped out for just a second, guys. Sorry about that.
That's right. That's okay.
What I was gonna say though is like for me, like I think if this game just like looked. If they had the Mass Effect Legendary Edition treatment, this would be amazing. I
personally want slightly more. Mm-hmm. I want a little more like Tony Hawk 1 and 2. That's kind of what I want.
Yeah.
Slightly more work done, but they have a lot of money to put in, so it's will they put the money in? Yeah.
Can we get your camera back on, Rex?
Sorry, I didn't realize the camera didn't come back on until just then. There we go. But yeah, November. I checked on that, and November 11th is the date that I've still got.
November 11th. Okay.
Yeah, I checked on that real quick, but I'm excited. If they put if they treat it right, I'm all in on those 3 games. Especially, I'm wondering what they would do with 3 because they innovated so much between. Get my focus right. They innovated so much between 3 and San Andreas. If they do 3 Vice City and San Andreas, I'm really interested to see how much they go back to 3 and bring that up to par with Vice City and San Andreas.
Yeah, it'd be nice to unify them, right?
Right. So I'm excited to see. It's just about how much work they put into it. But if they do it proper, I am all in on that 100%.
Yeah, this will sell. If we could see the work, this will sell. Insane, because this is like 3 of the greatest video games ever made.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I just want it to just look nice, play better. I'll happily play these games. I just sat down and played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 in a row and had the greatest time of my entire life. Like the story hooked me again. The gameplay got better and better as the games went on. I had a really good time with it. It was. I hope that number 3 that they release these 3 and then 3 feels like all the games feel the same way and they all look as shiny and run as well and bring some nostalgia back. And this game, if this game releases, this game
hopefully they can get the music.
This game will sell.
Give me the music. Give me all those licenses back, please.
Yes,
please.
The radio stations. Yes, absolutely.
Don't lose music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 2K, pay it out.
I like the talk show one. I like VCPR in Vice City.
Oh, Laszlo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I can listen to that all day. It was just four people. I can't remember their names. They were all just. It's just a talk show. And then one guy in one of the episodes, one just gets shot. He's like, "You shot my dick off." It's like, you don't talk like that around me, son. I'm like, just this. And then I like the country one in San Andreas. Like, oh, my exes live in Texas. Loved it.
I love your really bad accent.
So good. Moving on. The chat have gone crazy. So I've just gotten to do some research. Breaking news, man. And it's big news as well. Not for me, but maybe for somebody else. A remaster of the original Quake is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch today. It has also launched on Xbox Game Pass and will get an enhanced native editions on PS5 and Xbox X and S soon as a free upgrade.
What?
It also comes out with a brand new expansion created by Machine Games from the makers of Wolfenstein New Orders. Announced at QuakeCon, the classic FPS will be available up to 4K resolution, as well as enhanced models, dynamic color, lighting,
anti-aliasing.
There we go. Depth of field and the original soundtrack and the theme song by Trent Reznor. The game will be free for those who already own Quake or on Team or Bethesda.net. The campaign, I'll read it. I'm not going to read it. I am actually. The campaign can be played entirely in 4-player co-op, online, local, or with split screen, with fully cross-play across all platforms. As for multiplayer, wow, this is great. As for multiplayer, Quake Classic Arena Combat will be available for 8 players online or 4 players locally and include a dedicated server support for online matchmaking, peer-to-peer support for custom matches. The game will come...
Yeah, I want to wreck these noobs.
This is just good news on top of good news right now.
That was announced today at 7:30, so half an hour ago, and it was an article by Joe Scrabble.
I do want to say I was going to put it in earlier because I saw the rumor earlier, but I didn't. I try not to put too much rumors in here. I usually try to stick with real solid news. But yeah, now that we get actually confirmed, that's great. That's awesome.
So
I don't know everyone's how everyone is with Quake. I've played one of them, but it was never a big series for me. But I definitely would like to check this out, especially on Game Pass.
Yeah. When did the original Quake come out? Was that around the same time as like Doom, Hexen, and stuff like that?
I think it was after Doom.
Quake was after that.
Yeah, it was after Doom, but it was in that era. It was in the 90s.
And it's that same type of arena shooter, right? Because I've seen some of Quake a little bit. I think I may have played it some when I was younger, but I remember being really big on everything Doom, being big on Hexen. But I always heard about how great Quake was. I just think it was one of those games that I just missed it. Same thing with Final Fantasy VII, which I get shit all the time for that. But when Final Fantasy VII dropped, I remember seeing it at Blockbuster Video, and I just was playing other things at the time. I didn't know much about Final Fantasy. I jumped right over it to 8, and so now I'm playing through Final Fantasy VII for the first time now. And but yeah, I think I just missed Quake at that. But I'm excited about all that news. All that sounded great.
That's awesome.
And it's released today. I like stuff like that. I'm all about like it's
release
out
now.
Today. Like I love that shit. Like even if I'm not going to play this game. I have no affinity for Quake. But when he goes out today, I'm like, oh wait, but somebody else is happy about this. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm watching so many things like JRPGs get released or these get released. Like, and I'm like, it's not for me, but some guy over the road, he's like, yeah, and I'm like, you know what, good for you, man. Good for you. You're having a good time.
I gotta go check something real quick. There's like a big storm coming. There's a big storm. Keep going. There's like a big storm. No, that's all right. I'll be fine.
Oh, okay. F's in chat for Daniel. I'm joking.
Good. Now it's just us.
Now it's just us. ASMR. I don't want to talk about that because I don't.
I trust your judgment.
I know it's basically the Call of Duty store has all been announced as we was doing
the Vanguard.
But for me, I haven't had time to actually even address the situation between Activision Blizzard. I don't feel comfortable talking about them having their moment in the sun, and I feel like this is too much attention. For me, I don't agree. I don't feel like this should have happened. I feel like they should have just fucked off Call of Duty this year and looked after their employees. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. I'll speak to Daniel off script.
It would have been a much better look for them, yeah, for sure.
If they'd have just fucked it off and thought, we don't care about money, and obviously it's a business and whatever. Or if they'd have just went, let's not do it, let's just forget about it, and it just like, let's look after our employees. I get it, it's a business, but it's fucking bullshit. So fuck Call of Duty, fuck Activision, especially at the time. And I know that's not fair on the developers, and I know that's not on the people that do work hard, and I respect them, and I'm thank you for putting in the work. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I do appreciate what they do. I do appreciate the word that every game I play, like I always try and have a look at if I could like tweet them or send them a tweet. I played a couple of games of like, thanks for this. I like it, man. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I will quickly go over. Daniel going, it's throwing me. He wants to talk. I will do one more story because we're running really late. The Goodbye Volcano High has been delayed, which is an indie game that got announced last year in the big Sony blowout. This is our PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
it looked quite dope for me, and unfortunately, it's been delayed. But this year is just delayed, which is totally fine. It's totally okay. It's COVID for you, man. If these games can't come out right now, just delay them. It's totally fine.
I agree.
Daniel, thoughts on Volcano High getting that delayed?
We haven't seen too much about the game, to be honest, so it doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
Looks cool. It had a cool vibe. I kind of got what was the name of that game that came out? There's a bunch of you played as animals. Oh man, can't think of the name of this game. But there's another game it kind of reminded me of. I can't think of it. It was like a 2D game.
And then I'm going to finish on this one, Daniel, and then whatever I miss, we'll just talk about it next week, because I know everyone likes to talk about this. So 343 says the bots were not teabagging players in the flight. What's it called? Flight sim.
It was the
test flight.
Test flight.
So Halo had a big, massive beta. I'm going to call it a beta because I'm a pompous arsehole. And it was a great little rollout as well. Like, play against the bots, get a feel for the game, overload that game. Let's see if we can if the servers are okay. Let's see if every day they increase the difficulty on themselves, which is fine. Which is a great way to do it, to be honest with you. Like, just increase the difficulty every day, and then see how things go. And at the end, they let they did PvP for proper. But there was a funny bug in the game where if a bot would kill you, they come up to you and they just do some teabagging. And everyone likes a bit of teabagging in Halo, right, Daniel?
I mean,
teabagger, right?
Oh yeah, dude, I was teabagging everyone.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's a part of the culture, man. Online gaming, you have to teabag people. That's just how it is.
You don't have to teabag.
I can tell you're not a part of the culture.
The bots were fighting back, It was the players' turn to get teabagged this time after all these years.
I was a Gears of War fan. I was a Gears of War fan. Have you got Halo? Have you got Halo Blood in your system, Rex?
I've never owned an Xbox console. I've only played it's just a financial thing. I would love to own one, But I've played Gears and Halo at friends' houses and enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Titanfall 2 a lot. Obviously, that's on PlayStation, so I've got a lot more time with it. But my experience with Halo is very limited. Much more experience with things like Battlefield and Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Respawn games, things like that.
Daniel, what happened? Why were you not a part of this?
Well, you had to sign up and stuff, so it was just too much. I'll wait for the public beta, and I'll play it from.
I look forward to it. I really want to hear someone play it. I don't think I can play it and give you an honest opinion because I'm like, oh, it's just Halo, shooty, bang, bang. Sony fanboy. You are Sony fanboy, Rex. I'm joking. Completely me. What we're doing now, we're going to move on to what you've been playing, and I would like to hear what Daniel's been playing. Please.
Ooh, I'll be real quick because it's the same game I've been playing. I wanted to beat it before 12 minutes came out today.
Don't get me started on 12 minutes today.
Yeah.
That's pissed me off.
So I've been playing Ocarina of Time, the 3DS port. I forget when that actually came out. I am nearing the end. I have like 2 dungeons I think to go left. I have the desert dungeon is what I'm on right now.
How many
so
dungeons
I'm getting ready
is
to
there?
do that.
There's like quite a lot at the end, isn't there? There's like 3 at the beginning, and then they grow up.
So yeah, so there's 3. Yeah, then you go to the Temple of Time. Pull the sword out. Pull the sword out. Then you go and you become an adult.
Real quick.
Then there's 5, and then I think there's a final one. So how? What is that? That's 9.
I just stopped playing after the Temple of Time. I don't know why. I just put it down. I think maybe I went to one of the. I think I went to the Fire Temple. I can't remember.
The one right after I think is supposed to be like the Forest Temple. That's the one they kind of tell you to go do first. But I think you could do the water or the fire in whatever order you want. I don't think they force you. So maybe you did the forest.
I can't remember. I followed the guide. I'll have to have a look. I'll let you know next week. Daniel, so does it hold up? Like I thought it held up. Like I think the green.
Oh my god! Incredible. Well, because I'm playing on the 3DS port, this game is so gorgeous. It looks so good. Like some of the like little N64 things you can get, like how the water looks. It still looks like N64 water, just better. Or like some of the faces and stuff, and like the polygons. You can kind of see it. They've definitely up-resed everything, but it looks really good. I think I'm just become a Zelda fan over these past few that I've played. Like I've played them a few before, but I've committed to beating them, and it started like a month ago now. I don't think Sims has been here since I've been playing.
I haven't been on 4 weeks.
Yeah,
I haven't been on so long.
Yeah,
everything's just complete.
So I started with A Link to the Past on the online and beat that, and then now I'm playing Ocarina. I want to play Majora and A Link Between Worlds, which are all on 3DS. You gonna say something, Sims?
No, I was like, my kid's on her own. I've only got one child. I was like, who is she arguing with? I was like, oh wait, Fortnite friends. Like, I was like, Rex, have you got a history with Zelda that you'd like to talk about? Have you got a history with Zelda or?
So this is gonna sound disingenuous and fake. I have a lot of love for the franchise. I just haven't played much of it. So I think my first introduction to it was like Ocarina of Time on 64. I don't remember it well. I remember playing it, because I was really heavy into everything on 64 at the time when it came out, like Quest 64, of course Mario, and then Zelda. I think the first time that I really got engaged with a Zelda game, and I don't know like how high or low in regard like the fan base holds this one, but was Twilight Princess. That was like the first one that I actually like played and really played, and I liked it. And I've never had a chance to play Breath of the Wild, which sucks hard, but it's a game that I would like to get into more. And like I said, I'm just holding out to see what console Nintendo releases next, what hardware they release next, because I there's just so many Nintendo franchises that I want to dive back into from those SNES days, those 64 days and GameCube days, and I'm just waiting for the hardware to be where I want it to be. But yeah, I have a lot of love for that franchise, a lot of respect for that franchise.
Yeah, I have the same kind of. I have a really good history with Zelda, but I don't think I've ever finished a Zelda. Well, I have now.
Yeah,
a couple of years. I finished Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild was the first one I ever finished, and then I got Link's Awakening, finished that, and then I did the same thing as Daniel. Went through this whole craze of like, oh, I play Zelda, I play Zelda. I got halfway through Link's Awakening. I got halfway through Ocarina of Time. Not because I don't put them down because I can't bother. I just something else just turns up. Like there's another big game around the corner, and I'm obviously doing a podcast, and we want to keep on top of the latest trends, and we just want to play the game. But yeah, man, Zelda is an incredible franchise, and every game has its flaws, but there's always that die-hard, like we're all Zelda fans, and Zelda sells incredible anyway. So I mean, look at the Skyward Sword one. People will say, oh, it's the worst one, but it's still sold. How much is it sold, Daniel?
That's what I was about to ask.
I mean, to be fair though, like that is the console. I think people are just have an attachment to it, so they're just buying everything. Zelda honestly, Zelda hasn't sold as much as you think it has until the Switch. Zelda has sold well, but not as high as like Mario or anything like that. Like Breath of the Wild really broke the mold. But yeah, I have some critiques on Zelda, or just from playing them. But I mean, it doesn't really take away from my enjoyment because I can just find a walkthrough or something. There are some like little items that you need and things like that they don't really tell you anything. I feel like I don't need to be guided completely and just, give me a linear narrative in Zelda and a linear dungeon for everything. But at least like tell me, hey, here's where this item is, and then you can go get it and then figure it out from there. But they don't really do that.
I mean, for me, Rex, and the people in the chat, like, call me crazy. 9 times out of 10 with games I will play with a guide, but like that's because like I have 4 hours, 2 hours of gaming time a night. Like,
yeah, I
have 2 kids, and like I don't want to be ever frustrated in a video game because it will just turn me off it. So I just like, don't get me wrong, 9 times I will always start the game and like, I'll try and do this myself. But if it's like an older game like Zelda Ocarina of Time, I played that with a guide all the way through. Till I finished it. I just played Death's Door, and I was following a guide for that. For the certain things to pick up because I didn't want to be frustrated. And if I died like 4 times, I just like, look, let's watch a video. I'm doing that. Oh right, so I just have to keep getting better.
Be better, yeah. Be better.
Of course, yeah. So I always find that if playing with a guide, it just makes my experience better. Like I just like to collect everything and enjoy it. That's the way I play video games, especially with the kids. I mean, there's some other games that I will go in blind and try my hardest. Rex, what have you been playing, my man?
So, not abandoned. So since abandoned, I've been playing a lot of Hades. Now that it's out on PS5, I did have it on PC and loved it, but when I found out it was coming out on PS5, just for streaming, it's so much more convenient for me because I still need to update my PC that I bought, my GPU in particular. So it's so much easier for me and strain on my system to play a game off of my console and run it through a capture card than it is to play off of my PC and stream off of my PC. So when I found out Hades was coming to PS5, super excited. I've been playing the hell out of it. I love it. And also my chat, a lot of Silent Hill fans in there, a lot of horror fans after everything that happened with Abandoned. They've been really wanting me to play some horror games, and so they put me onto this game. They were actually, they're so awesome, man. I wasn't sure about it, but they donated to me to buy it on stream, so I did, and it's called Visage. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or not. I hadn't heard of it before, but it's very like PT-ish, where you kind of wake up in a house, very psychological horror. You wake up inside of a home and you're just kind of exploring it, solving puzzles, trying to figure out what's going on. Paranormal stuff is going on. Lots of gore, lots of milking tension, and we've been having a lot of fun with that. And I think they're also trying to get me on like Outlast 2 and something else, but mainly Visage and Hades. And then
Outlast. Play the first Outlast. You don't need to play the second one.
Oh, is the first one better?
The first one's way better. The second one...
I don't know anything about the franchise, so...
Yeah, play the first Outlast, and there is a DLC called Whistleblower, which I think is only like a couple hours. I really would... Unless you're super committed to the franchise, I wouldn't really worry about the second one. It's not nearly the same quality.
Okay, so that's what I've been on, and then they're trying to get me on, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Pathologic. Am I saying it right?
Oh, yeah, Pathologic, yeah.
They want me to try that one as well, but we're gearing up for Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut on Friday, so that's like the next big thing for me is Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be streaming that all day. I'm really excited about diving into that, but that's what I've been playing lately has been Hades and Visage a lot.
Where can we find you?
Just right on my channel. I typically stream at 6 p.m. Eastern time, but I have a lot of viewers that my 6 p.m. is their 1 a.m. So I'm looking at maybe backing it up just a little bit. I'm a bit of a night owl myself, not really a morning person to be honest with you, but yeah, that'll be on my YouTube channel. I was dual streaming to YouTube and Twitch prior to Abandoned, but I just I think Twitch offers streamers a lot of tools that YouTube doesn't for interacting with your chat, games that the chat can play while if you're like really into what you're doing. But my community found me on YouTube during that abandoned stream. I prefer the platform. I kind of like having my content in one place for now. It's easier to manage for me too. So right now I'm streaming pretty much exclusively there. Of course, I'll continue to do what's best for, my channel and my growth. But yeah, so I'll be streaming on YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern Friday and 6 p.m. Eastern Saturday. We're going to be diving into Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut both days. And typically I stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week. So I don't have a set schedule yet, but yeah, I do post my schedule on all my social media and on the community tab of my, or in the discussion tab of my YouTube channel. So that's where you can see it if you want to check that out.
Great, man. I'm coming in tomorrow night. I'm gonna watch this Tsushima stuff. Have you played Ghosts? Yeah,
I played all the way through on PS4. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the features of the DualSense?
Absolutely. I mean, like, I know some people are really tired with open world games, and I get that fatigue. And I know that, obviously I don't know that there's a perfect game. It certainly wasn't perfect. It had some flaws, and it was the first game I've ever reviewed on my channel. I did a 42-minute review of that game that's very rough. I'm sure if I looked at it now, I'd be like, oh. It was like one of the first, it was the first review I ever did on my channel. So yeah, now most of my game reviews are like 10 to 15 minutes, so it can be easily digestible. But to get back to Ghost, I loved it. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the new features. I'm looking forward to checking out the new island and seeing what content they've added. I've heard that depending on how you play it, you can get an extra, 15 to maybe 25 hours out of it. So, I'm not really the kind of person that is like really into trophies, really into getting platinums. Not that I'm against it, or if I like a game enough, I'll want to do everything in 100%. It. And if I don't, I'll want to beat it, get the experience, and move on. Ghost was one of those games where I enjoyed it so much, I wanted to do everything. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
So very quickly, like when we all played it at the same time, and we all just came to I think we all came to the same conclusion of it's a very good game. Game. Like it was like it did everything, every trope it had was just a video game trope of like collect this, kill that, take that space, which was great, especially after playing Last of Us Part 2. Like it just felt like a nice like palate cleanser. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
emotional wreck of a game, and then Ghost of Tsushima's out like 3 weeks later, and I think we all sat down and was like, oh, it was just so nice to just go and like pet a fox, and it's like and the world is absolutely gorgeous. And for me, like DLC, I'm not sure how Daniel feels about it tomorrow, but the DLC for me, it just doesn't interest me. I don't want to go back. If it was like Ghost of Tsushima 2, I'd be like, yeah, Sam, let's go and play it. But I don't know. I think Daniel feels the same way about me, actually.
Of course, I understand.
What was it that I played recently? I think it was... I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But, yeah. Daniel, are you going to get it tomorrow?
No, I mean, I don't play DLC. I don't even, Sims, I don't replay games either. Like, what's the next game? Because there's way too many games, and I would rather experience something new than just keep replaying the same thing. So I don't get DLC. Like, I honestly, like, all the Legend stuff seems cool, and them adding a new island seems cool. I'd rather them take all of that effort and put it into Ghost of Tsushima 2. I know they've already kind of started pre-production or whatever, but I'd rather them commit 100%. Instead of like having a small team even do this personally.
I totally understand that. Yeah.
Before I quickly go over to what I've been playing, I won't take too long either, even though I've got like 1,000 games to talk about. Guys, in the chat, if you have missed and you are late and you want to catch up, if you want to just subscribe to the channel, if you can go over to podcast services of your choice, Nerdic Gods with there, I will re-upload this on Sunday. Because we just like to make it look fancy, upload it into 1080p. I think Rex is recording as we speak. He's going to do some highlights of the show, so he might even put it up that early. You can do as you please. But our show posts Sunday, whatever time my kids let me. So on a Sunday, the show will be thingy. So Blitzy. Guys, well, I do appreciate you coming in the show, and if you are late and you missed anything, feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell. and you can catch up on Sunday and see Rex's beautiful face. But of course, you'll see Rex there on Saturday, on Friday, playing some Ghost of Tsushima, petting some boxes. Like, everyone likes Rex. I love Rex. Rex, you're my favorite person. I'm just gonna say that. But moving on, right.
Yeah, Sims, you got a month of games you've not talked about.
I have got.
You don't need to go into all of them.
Thank you, Mr. AKA. Appreciate it. Honestly, guys, Rex, I'm going to thank you first before we thank the chat, before I move on. I know we've gone on long, but you know, this is a super special podcast. Rex is here. I'm back. Daniel was great.
I'm always here. Always here.
Rex, I can't thank you enough. Like, just for like bringing your community and just say, look, guys, look, I've got this great little podcast that I'm going to be a part of. Let's be face it, you didn't know what you were going to get yourself into, and you're like, guys, come on me for protection. It gets rough. I bet you got like a secret,
got backup.
I bet you got like a secret, like safe word, like me and my girlfriend.
A button you can just
Right.
you.
If me and my girlfriend go to a party and there's only like drama, because we don't do drama, so we have this safe word of like aubergine. So if we say aubergine, I get the taxi on the go and we're just gone. We're just bound. So, but guys,
You guys wonder why does Rex keep saying pineapple?
Guys, in the chat though, thank you for being so active and like and making us look like a big deal. And I know you're all here for Rex, and Rex is great. And please, like, keep supporting this guy. And on a Thursday you're doing nothing. You know, you sat down and you play a game that's like mind-numbing. Turn the sound down, put our podcast on, and listen to us ramble on about video games. Anyway, on to other important things. I've been playing a lot of games in the 4 weeks. I will go over what I have, and we can talk about what you may want to listen to. So I did Mass Effect 2 and 3. I think I was playing 2 last time I spoke. Mm-hmm. I finished the trilogy. I think the trilogy is fantastic. I do think 3 is the better game. I do think story has the best. 2 has the best story.
Controversial.
I know. 3 is the better game, but 2 has the better story. The gameplay is so much better in number 3. Even the story doesn't get enough credit. Like, the story is great. Like, getting the galaxy together to fight this horrible threat. Unfortunately, and I had my fingers crossed all the way through this. I thought the ending wasn't going to be as bad as I remembered, or I think they redid.
They did like a little cutscene at the end.
Yeah. Yes, and the problem, even at the end, like it just fell apart at the end. Like, all of that great work they did, and I'm not here to shit on it because I had a great time leading up to it. Number 1, I never played number 1 originally, so I played number 1 for the first time, played number 2 for the second time, and had the greatest experience ever. Like, meeting all them characters, going through all their missions, like me and my boy Shepard, we're having a great time together. And then number 3, like, just playing number 3 just because I felt like I had to, because I wanted to do the trilogy. And playing 3 and being pleasantly surprised because I just had no recollection of it. I think my girlfriend had just felt pregnant. I just moved out with my girlfriend to her parents' house to be supportive, to be to be a great boy. I am. And I remember not really investing in it as much as I did in 2. So number 3 came. I played number 3 and I was so surprised that everything felt better, especially going from 1 and 2 and 3. The controls felt buttery smooth, like the gunplay, the gunplay and the way they interacted with each other. The game just ran great, and then the story as it unfolded, and like I was like, I don't remember this. I don't remember any of the story, and him having to like get all the galaxy together to make sure that all of these people are on side, and if you made a mistake on number 1 and someone died in number 2, they weren't in number 3, and for it to end the way it did is disappointing. But like, I just had a problem with that kid that just randomly turns up and the thing is like, "Hi, how you doing?" And you're like, what were you in number 1? No,
you're the kid that just got in the ship. Who are you?
Are you in number 2? No. Have we done anything together in number 3? No, I'm just here to tell you about all this new information that you don't know about. Okay. Oh, and this all changes the whole dynamic of the game. Okay, all right. So you got these 3 choices, but and if you do this, that, and the other, that's how the game is. Okay, all right, and then that's it, and then that's the end of the game, and you're like, well, why was this? None of these things that this little child mentioned was really.
Is that the original ending, or is that like the thing that they added afterwards when people were originally pissed off?
No. So what he's basically when I'll just spoil it because this game's old.
Yeah.
You basically you talk to
Spoilers.
this kid that's not really a kid. I forget, it's like some AI or something. You talk to this kid,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then you have like 3 choices, and then it's you can either like have the Reapers destroy everything. You can destroy the Reapers, or you can like fuse with them. And really, the canon ending is destroy the Reapers, of course. And every ending does a little different, but it's just basically the same thing. And then what they added later was they added like a cutscene that kind of like explain more what happens after. That's pretty much it.
You seem to know like what you were saying. Like, I'm right in what I'm saying. This kid just turns up out of the blue. Am I right in saying this? Because I'm not. I played this game. I played all 3 in a row. Like, this kid wasn't. I've never seen this kid before.
He was the. You see the kid when the first time you see the kid is there's like a ship in the very beginning, and he gets on the ship. Like, that's like the first time you see the kid.
Oh yeah, that was like the kid that died and that you felt bad about.
Yeah. That's the first time you see the kid.
The AI made by the Leviathan to solve problems of us. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
It just anyway. I had a good time with it. I'm not bothered about the ending. I didn't turn it off and go, "Oh, that was shit." I knew it was going to be a bad ending, but when you play all 3 games and it's all wrapped up in like this like untidy like bow, you kind of get it doesn't. It just makes what a shame. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a shame the way it ended.
Why did that ending upset so many people? If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to distract from the flow of things, but I never played Mass Effect before, and I'm thinking about giving it a try now that Legendary Edition is out. But I've always wondered, what was it about that ending that upset so many? Because I remember reading about it in magazines. I remember, hearing about how pissed off people were, but I never knew why, having not played it.
So I guess my answer would be, the whole series is about your choice, having the freedom to choose what you want, being able to let someone die or kill someone or save everyone, be the Paragon Renegade. It was all about your freedom of choice, and then it to go down to 3 full games of all of your saves continuing, which was a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Everything coming down to 3 choices that don't really change much, and everything you kind of did didn't really matter at the end.
Oh man.
Yeah. And that's kind of without spoiling too much, but what they should have done, if that was the choice, they should have just made an ending and not have given you a choice. Yeah. It should have just been, here is the ending of the game, but they didn't do that.
Sean says in the chat, it just goes against everything that came before, and it's true. Like, it just seemed to add it added loads of new stuff in 5 minutes, and then you had to make a choice with all that new information. I'm like, well, where was this information in number 1 and 2 and 3? Or maybe you didn't think about it in 1 and 2, but number 3, like at the beginning, talk about all these situations, and then use that information to build and build and build. It doesn't matter.
It sounds like it just really undermined player agency when it came to that decision.
Exactly.
There's not one ending where Shepard lives. But
yeah, there is.
There's not. Which one is it? The one where.
Who said that? Is that Sean said that? No, Sean, you're wrong. I'm just gonna let you know you're wrong.
Moving on. Check. So we've been going for an hour and 52 minutes. So I then played. I had COVID at this point. I played Death's Door. So it's an exclusive for the Xbox. I'm not normally an Xbox guy either. Like I have an Xbox Series S. I have PlayStation 5. I normally play everything on PS5, but Games Pass is too good to turn away. And Death's Door is just something that everyone kept talking about in the podcast that I listened to, and Death's Door is like, I want to say Death's Door is like Dark Souls for children. Baby's first Dark Souls game.
Zelda. There's some Zelda there.
Yeah, so it's like a Zelda-y, Dark Soul-y, and the game is fucking phenomenal. Like, it's one of
my game of the year.
I think it is my game of the year as well. I want to say Mass Effect is, but then again, it's like Mass Effect's remake, and it's like. But I want to say, like, as it stands, like, I think Death's Door is like my game of the year. And that's out of like pride because I actually did it. And so for just to fill everyone in the chat and Rex, like Rex not feeling confused, you're just this little crow or raven.
You're a crow. You're a crow.
Crow, and it's top down, like Link to the Past, like style, like top down, and you. I didn't really understand the story mechanics. Like you have to.
Okay, so
you have to get
you're basically
soul.
a part of this organization,
Yeah.
and you are a reaper. So you go and collect souls for this company. You're basically just a worker that works for this company, a bunch of reapers, and all the reapers are little crows.
Okay.
It's really cute. You just have like a 9 to 5. It's basically you have a 9 to 5 that you're a reaper and you're a little crow with a
It
big
sounds
sword.
interesting.
It's cool.
And
yeah.
not to spoil it, like it just, every game escalates. You go out, you go and do your 9 to 5, something happens, and then you're on this big grand adventure. And it's like what, 3 or 4 bosses in the game. There's like 3 big bosses to get.
I mean, technically there's more, but it's like there's a tutorial boss which you can technically call a boss.
I thought I smashed that tutorial boss. I thought I was the I went in there and I was like, this guy can't touch me. He's like, bah, 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 bah. I was like, why does everyone talk about our game, how hard this game is? And then I fought like a mini boss, and it took me like half an hour. But no, this game, I had COVID at the time, so I was just like, this was just like, kids are like settled. I'm struggling all day, and I was like, right, I played this every day during the COVID, and I had such a good time with it. Like I felt like a sense of accomplishment. Like every time I beat the boss, that may have took me like 5 or 6, 7.
Is there anything you could compare the art style to?
Yeah,
I can compare it to their original game, which was a little more pixelated. They did a game called Titan Souls a couple years ago, which was like a top-down, but it was like a boss rush. You only fought bosses.
Oh,
I mean, this game was only made by, I think, mainly 2 people, but it went up to 7. They had like some outsourcing, but it was mainly made by 2 people that did the music, everything, the programming, all of that.
That's impressive.
it's
I'm
incredible.
trying to.
Like the music's incredible. There's one dungeon that really impressed me. It's the first dungeon. You probably know the name of it, Daniel. I can't remember now.
It was you're talking about the grandma. Yeah.
But the music was so great. Like they had these like platforms that you had to get on, but the platforms were in time with the music, which was for me that was like really like I was like, no, that's amazing. I was like, and the music would go and boom, boom, and I was like, this is for saying it's such a little game made by 2 people. It's really, 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 really enjoyable. Like a new experience that I put myself through, because this is not the type of game I'd pick up and play, but I'd heard so many good things about it. And I every time I did something, I had a sense of accomplishment. And the ending, I was so don't get me wrong, I got to the end, and the ending was so frustrating. Like they just added this new typical boss bullshit of like, oh, there's this new situation that you've got in that you've never done before, and you've got to like you're chasing a boss through all these like new areas that you've never seen before, and if you die, and it's like you have to fight him like 4 times, but then if you die in the 4th time, you're right back to the beginning. And it was like that for a good 3 hours. I think I was watching your stream at the time, Rex. And I was getting fuming. Just
going through it.
Beat him once, get through to the next, then go through this little maze situation, beat him a 2nd time, go through the maze, die, right, back to the beginning, fuck's sake. And then I did it, and then there was the big boss fight. And the big boss fight was frustrating. It took me a couple of times, maybe about 10 times, but I always knew what I did wrong. I learned my lesson every time, and then I finished it, and I was pleasantly surprised with it. It is amazing, like for such a small team that's made it, and the music was incredible. I had a really good time with it, and
is it exclusive or is it multi-platform?
Xbox and PC.
It might be on PC, but it is only on Xbox.
Gotcha.
Well, have a look, Death's Door. Check that shit out, guys in the chat. Anybody like Deadline?
I will check that out.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
It's an old TV show, right? They're like kid that
I don't know.
like went around. It's like a very old TV show. Wow. And then I played Oxenfree, which is like a narrative, like time loop game. A very interesting game. Like I was just chilled out. This is like, again, I was watching Rex at the time, and I was just enjoying, absorbing the story, having a great time. And it's not it was very good. Like just a great, relaxing like a film, and you great conversations, great acting, great drama, like teen drama. It just a 2-3 hour game, and I had a really good time with it, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. And then the ending got me really surprised of like my choices in the end of like bringing people back, and I wanted to do this, but then I felt a bit bad, and then we'll have to talk about it off stream. But it was really interesting. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, it's got a cool mystery to it.
Yeah, it was like what is caused. Yeah, what is the mystery? And I had a really good time with it, and the radio mechanics was great. And then what am I doing now, Daniel? Oh.
I don't know. What are you playing now? 12 minutes?
Oh, don't get me started. So 12 minutes is out today, guys. Right? Anyone in the chat, Rex? 12 minutes. Have you seen the premise of this game?
My chat we watched the IGN review on it yesterday live, and then I watched personally SkillUp's review of it as well. I think that we might end up playing it. My chat is really interested in playing it, so I think it is something that we'll pick up.
So as people from like as a Kind of Funny fan, the Kind of Funny like I've been invested in this game for years. I think they had the developer on very very early before Xbox had got involved, and they spoke to the developer and had him on, and showed they were playing a very early version of the game. This was like 2017.
Oh, this was 6 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they had him on and so it looks the premise was interesting. You're in this bedroom. Every 12 minutes something happens. And you have to find out what's happened. Every 12 minutes it just resets, or if you die it resets. I finished work a bit early today, and I was like, oh, I'll play it as soon as I walk through the door. But Xbox have got this stupid situation where the game doesn't come out until 5 o'clock my time, which is a load of bullshit.
Yeah, it opened at 12 our time.
Absolutely. So
as my camera might cut off for just a second, guys, I'm gonna try and lower this like sharpness a little bit so I'm not so jagged. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're beautiful, man. You look so beautiful.
Man, you guys are too kind, bro.
Man.
Making me blush.
I've got an I've got an unhealthy obsession with the Avengers. So for Rex that you may not know, I put 200 hours into this video game when it first came out, with barely any content. So my aim was to just level up all the characters in the video game to like 130, like, and then you have to like do a bit more grinding to 150. So I got every single character except for Thor, but he's like 120, so it's not. So yeah, as everyone knows,
about Avengers.
Yeah. So I
Okay,
put 200 hours into it. Massive fan. Like a lot of people, obviously, for their reasons, for valid reasons as well. Like the bare content, not the combat's a bit repetitive. Like once there's not that much content, and don't get me wrong. I think over the past couple of months, they've really added some stuff that I've not been able to check out. To just not wanting to. Kind of waiting for things to build up, so maybe I can go back. And War for Wakanda dropped on Tuesday, and I've been checking that out. I've been having a really good time with Black Panther. It's a different fighting style than the last two characters that came out. They released Kate. What's her name? Kate Bishop, and then Clint
Barton.
There we go. So Hawkeye, but when they're the same kind of character, bit difference between they both have a sword, they both have a bow and arrow. But this War for Wakanda, like they've introduced a whole new world. Wakanda looks incredible. Chris Judge's performances of Black Panther is absolutely stunning, and with all the, I wouldn't say pressure that is on him, but to act as a character, especially after the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, like he's done a great job of making the character his own. And it feels like a special Black Panther, and it's great, especially the world, the gameplay is it's Avengers. These combos are great, but it's a different kind of combat. Like it's more fluid. It's more. Like, I think Greg Miller said it's like Captain America and Black Widow, like just in between. But yeah, I'm having a really good time with it. I feel like after 12 minutes is done, and if I can get that done over the weekend, I think my addiction might start again. I might start looking for a squad, getting my Black Panther to 150. I love it. So yeah, I
Uh-oh.
mean, I could have rambled on a long time, but I've smashed a lot of games out. There was a point where I was bored. I had nothing to play. Oh, I did play a bit of a game called Dodgeball Academia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
I got really invested, and then until I didn't, it was a very anime. I want to say like Pokemon-esque type game. Like
It kind of had like a Cartoon Network.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
art
Like Cartoon
style.
Network.
Oh, really?
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And
It was like
just this
Saturday morning
kid-
cartoon where you throw in dodgeballs.
You're just this
Really?
kid, and he just
Yeah.
like he gets off this bus. He's like, "I'm gonna be the best dodgeball champion in the world." And this like, this school is like dedicated to dodgeball. And he goes up to it's like, and then he goes to like initiation. And like, oh, everyone's like Harry Potter, like puts the hat on, and he touches this, he gets his special powers, and then there's all kinds of like crazy stuff happening in the school. And I played for about 5 hours, and I was like, I've got nothing else better to play. And I was just like, you there's people around the school, and you walk past them, and it's like, you want to battle me in a dodgeball? I'm like, all right, let's have a go. And you're just in this like this little square, and you go up and down and left and right, and if they throw a ball, you can like. There's a dodge mechanic. There's a special power, like you're throwing flaming dodgeballs at him, and it was really good. Like it's a games, it's a typical like Games Pass game, but like it's a really enjoyable experience. Like, and as a Game Pass game, it doesn't. I don't want to make that sound like a bad thing. Like, hell, if you paid like £10 for this, you're getting your money's worth. And for me, I don't know. I kind of just it became the same thing over and over again, and I just wanted something a bit more juicy. So. I stopped playing it, but I could happily pick it up one day. I tried to play it on the xCloud, but I think my internet's just got really fucking shit. There's nothing just seems to be working. But yeah, that's it.
Gotta get better internet.
I do need to get better internet, but like the main provider of like the United Kingdom, like we're called Virgin Media, and it just doesn't do my area. I'm in this like area of like no.
You're in a bubble.
Yeah.
So, guys, we are going to end the podcast with a friendly game of what's it called?
20 questions.
20 questions. Chat. Feel free to get involved. We've got a question, Daniel, to see what this game is. I will use your questions as my questions, and Rex can use his questions as his questions.
So yeah, I'll give the rules. We normally 20 questions. You got to guess it within the 20 questions. I like to just give you the 20 questions, then a guess. So we give you an extra question.
Okay.
I have the video game pulled up.
So it is a video game. Like we have to guess the video game.
It is a video game.
It's not going to be like the third.
I was gonna say it's not gonna be something super obscure, is it? Like, because I might not be able to, figure it out.
I can't tell you.
Oh man.
So,
I can't tell you. I'm ready whenever you are.
So how does it go? Do we all take turns asking a question?
It doesn't
Just
matter.
take it. Just
However you
go
wanna
when you
do it.
want. Just shoot
However you wanna
whatever
do it.
comes from there. Shoot from the hip.
Okay.
So I give you. We normally like. So it's like. Did EA publish this game?
No.
Something like that. Something along them lines of like. Did.
It has to be a yes or no question, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It has to be yes or no. Okay.
Yes or no questions.
So did this game come out before the year 2000?
I was about to ask that question, bro. For
Did it come
real.
out before 2000? Is that what you
This
said?
game?
Sorry.
Did this game come out before the year? I forgot how we do it. It's been that long.
It's up to you. You're asking the question.
Rex, what do you want to do? Do you want to go before or after 2000?
I was gonna say before.
You're gonna say before? It
I'll
did
say
not
before.
come out before 2000.
So it's since 2000. Okay.
Is this game come out? Is this game come out before the year 2010?
It did not.
Oh,
So
2000.
since 2010. Okay.
Okay. So did this game? Is this game a shooter?
Ooh. I would not classify the game as a shooter. No.
Okay.
Did this game come out after 2015?
No.
So between 10 and 15. Was this game an exclusive?
No.
Okay.
Was this game reviewed well?
I'd say so. Also, I want you guys to remember that first question. It is not published by EA.
Okay.
Is this game developed by EA?
Oh, well, Ray just ain't got it. It's abandoned. Oh, well. We're done. No, I'm just kidding.
It's. I was like, no way.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Is this game developed by is this game published by Ubisoft?
Is it published by Ubisoft? It is not. Had to make
Was
sure.
this game part of a franchise?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say no, but take that laugh.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say hard no, but there's a laugh in there. Okay, there's a laugh in there. You'll understand why. I'll reveal later.
Is any character from this game in Super Smash Brothers?
That's a great question.
What a great question.
That is a great question. No, though. No. That's 10 already.
Is this game developed by BioWare?
Is it developed by BioWare? No.
Is it an RPG?
Ooh. I mean, most games have RPG elements. There are RPG elements. I wouldn't say it's an RPG.
Okay, so you wouldn't consider that the main.
Yeah.
Okay,
fair
enough.
It has elements, but it's not an RPG.
Is it an open world game?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Open world game. 2010 to 2015. They already asked about exclusivity. It is not an exclusive.
Did this game feature a pre-made protagonist versus creating your own character?
Oh, is it you play as a character? Is that what you're asking? You do play as a character. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You don't create the protagonist. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how to word it. Sorry. Okay.
I got you. Open world, not Ubisoft, not EA, not developed by BioWare, not an exclusive.
Is this
open world
developed by Rockstar?
Developed by Rockstar? It is not developed by Rockstar. No.
Would this game be classified as triple? Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I'm just getting it. Am I right in saying that 2K published it? Rockstar made it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
But it's not Rockstar.
No.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, would you classify this game, or would it have been classified at the time as a AAA game?
Ooh. That's actually a really good question. I don't know if I have the answer for that. You probably would at the time.
Okay.
I'll give you a freebie though, because I can't answer that. So it probably would at the time, but I cannot answer that question. I really don't have numbers behind money.
Part of a franchise? Not really. That's what's bugging me.
Was this game an offshoot of another game, like a? I can't think of the exact word. Like
a spin-off.
Like a spin-off. Was this game a spin-off of something else more popular?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't get hung up too much on my laughing of that one question.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't get too hung up.
Was this?
You got 4 more questions. 4 more questions.
Chat, help us out, man. Chat, hook a brother up. 2010, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Did this game feature turn-based battle?
No.
No, okay.
A good question.
Did he say open world? It wasn't open world, was it?
Open world.
Was the protagonist female?
No.
Okay.
Is it? Did I say third or first person? I didn't.
You've never asked that question.
Great question.
Did 2K publish it?
Is it published by 2K? It is not published by 2K.
I don't know. I really don't know. 2013.
I think you got too many publisher questions, but that's okay. You have one more question and then a guess. I think you guys got a good amount of information. but maybe figure out more what you do in the game. Maybe it would help.
You didn't. You
I
said it
shouldn't be
was
helping you.
It's not an RPG, is it?
Not an RPG,
Can't be Elder Scrolls.
but it has elements in it.
Is it a horror game?
Is that what you want to ask?
Yeah.
I know Sean's in there asking that.
I know.
Okay, it is not a horror game. It's not a horror game.
Right, guys.
So
what do you want to do? Right.
Now
What do
you
you
have
want to do,
to- now you have
Rex?
to-
Rex, do you want us to guess it, or should we ask the chat what they think it is?
I'll try to run over as much as I can. Real quick.
Run over the
not
questions.
developed by Rockstar or BioWare. Not published by EA, Ubisoft, or 2K. It's open world. It's between 2010 and 2015. It's not a female protagonist. It is not a spin-off. It's not an RPG, but it has elements. You asked if it was a shooter. I think there is shooting in it, but it's not like a shooter.
The game came out between 2010 and 2015, people.
2010.
And it wasn't an exclusive.
And it wasn't an exclusive. I think I got most of it there.
Rex, you have a guess?
Oh, it was well. It was also. I would say it was pretty well received as well.
If the game comes out 2010, 2015, it can't be any PS5 game. That's the game, and it's not EA based. It's not
Ubisoft published.
Not Ubisoft published.
See, I don't want to start clicking and typing. I don't want it to look like I'm cheating. I'm just. I have a guess, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what year the game.
Talk between the two of you.
He's right as well. Could be.
Can we discuss just
yeah,
can
discuss
we
it,
can discuss like what we think it might be?
We can say it
and
out loud.
correct-
Yeah, we can say it out loud. Yeah.
Say it out loud.
Do you think there's a chance it's a Deus Ex game?
Well, it's not an RPG, and I think they pride themselves on Deus Ex being the RPG, don't they? Because it's like everyone.
You said it had RPG elements. There is some elements of RPG in Deus Ex and shooting as well, but it's more of a like what you might say an action game, I guess, like action RPG maybe. Like it's kind of, I don't know. Do you think there's a chance?
I don't know. Octo's Outdoor Adventures. I don't know why I've just said that out loud. But like Batman Arkham, maybe the Arkham series. Like, no, it can't be a Far Cry game. Oh, maybe actually, can't be a Far Cry game because it's Ubisoft. But
Right.
Someone's saying The Witcher, but it's not an RPG. The Witcher is an RPG. It is open world, but there's no.
We need some shooting too. Yeah, we need some shooting.
What came out? What year did Metal Gear Solid come out?
2015.
What about the fourth one? What year did what Metal Gear Solid 4? What year did that come out?
I said it's not a spin-off. Natsuki, not a spin-off. You just can give a guess then if you don't. think
Right,
you
let's
got
have
it.
one guess. Go on and you can ask.
You're the guest.
Put him out of his misery.
You're the guest.
Put him out of his misery, bro. That's exactly what it is too, because I don't know. Fuck.
I'll give you one hint. I don't think it's a very obscure game.
Okay.
I know we joked about that at the beginning. I don't think it's an obscure game.
You don't play as a woman, guys.
Yeah, not a female protagonist.
You know what?
Not a create a character either.
You know what? I just for the sake of not dragging this out, I'm just gonna go with my previous guess. I'm pretty sure it's not it, but Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
It is not Deus Ex Mankind. The game was released August 14th, 2012, developed by United Front Games, published by Square Enix. It is Sleeping Dogs.
Oh my god,
So-
Sleeping Dogs! What a great game, though.
My laugh was because
Excellent.
technically it would have been a part of a series because
Of true crime.
it was a true crime game initially, but then it wasn't. And then they completely overhauled it and made it. It was supposed to be True Crime Tokyo initially.
I have a funny story about true crime Streets of LA. I used to get this games magazine called Games Master every month, all right? And obviously every month things change in a month. So I remember getting Games Master, it was like the releases, and I was like, oh, True Crime comes out in September the 12th, I think. I swear it's September the 12th. So I was like, Mom, I would like this game, please. as you do, and I took her to Asda. Asda's like a Walmart for people that don't know, and I was like, Mum, let's go and get it. She goes, yeah, okay, son, no worries, you're the best son ever. I was like, oh, you don't do anything wrong, you can have what you want. I was like, Sam, Mum, nice one. Got to Asda and it's like, don't know what you talk about, mate. Game was delayed to like the next year. Like, but obviously with games, without the internet, with games magazines and stuff.
You didn't know?
Absolutely devastated. True Crime Streets of LA. What a shite game. And with that, guys, I would like to say thank you for very much coming in the chat. Thank you for all of Rex's like die-hard followers. I bet they all like outside your house with a tent on. They go, Rex, Rex. Or with grog or something. Rex, I would like to tell my audience, our audience, where we can find you and how we can support you.
Sure. So I do have my own Discord. The link is on all my social media. I've got Twitter at Rex Sterling D2K. D as in dog, number 2K. You can find me on Facebook. And primarily though, for all of my content and everything that I'm working on, the best place is my Discord and my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is just Rex Sterling. If you go and check out my YouTube channel, go to the About Me page or whatever, you'll find everything about me there. You can check out all my streams. I'll leave them up afterwards. The community is great, very friendly, very open. We play a lot of different games. I'm a variety streamer. I don't stick to just one game. So, we do a lot of different things there and we have fun, and it's a great place to hang out with new people.
I did my best with putting things in the description below. I put your Patreon because Patreon's everyone's bread and butter, and I put your Twitter and I put your YouTube channel. I will put your Discord in. If you would like me to, I would put Discord in there.
I would love that.
I would like to say, from getting to know you from a Tuesday evening until now, a week later, I think you're an amazing human being, and any good fortune that comes your way, I think you deserve it. But it's simple for just being the loudest and the most entertaining, interesting person during the whole abandoned thing. I think out of all of it, your success has been the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And you
I mean, I don't really know what to say, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Please cry.
I've worked very hard. So it feels really good.
And in a year, you're hearing your story before, putting your money in a risky situation, and seeing it pay off. The best.
Yeah.
Guys, Rex's community in the chat, thank you so much for coming in. Please continue to support this guy. If Abandoned it turns out to be whatever Abandoned is, this guy is legit, and I've spoke to him for 3 hours now, and he's an absolutely incredible human being, and he has a good beard and a nice lot of hair, and I do not have nice hair. Daniel, would you like to tell Rex how much you love him?
Oh my God, bro. I appreciate you too, brother. I feel it. Okay. Like, there's a mutual respect and appreciation. That's all I ask for, bro.
Guys,
thank you for joining.
Very much. Thank you for joining us.
It was my pleasure to be here, guys. And if you ever want to do it again, I would be happy to do it again.
Rex, you are welcome anytime you want.
Thank you so much.
Connor, you would like to? I don't know. Connor's. We do have another guy on the show. He's great. He's an amazing human being. I think maybe something's going on this week. Let's go. I'll tweet out Connor later, and we can all send him some love. Guys, thank you very much for episode 80 of the podcast. And thank you for making me feel very comfortable. I don't normally host. Connor does all that because he's amazing, and you made me feel really comfortable. I've not felt nervous. I've not felt sick.
I couldn't tell that you don't normally host. I thought you did great.
Honestly, normally at the beginning, but guys, thank you very much. I keep clapping like a seal. Guys, thank you very much. Please, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If any feedback in the comments, please feel free to leave some comments, show some love. Everybody in the comment, just type "We love Rex." I'd appreciate that. This podcast will go live on Sunday, and I'll drop in the comments, and if we can have a chat, we'll talk about our feelings and stuff. Guys, thank you very much for being a part of the show, and I will see you on the next one.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.